Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Airmans bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead-making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Airmans.
From the den of the puppies of the apocalypse in northern Michigan, the vacation bunny pen in Sudbury, Canada, the palatial retirement estate in Minnesota, it's Got Mead Live. Welcome to the show. Oh, you're lucky I noticed that, AJ. I want to say thanks to everybody who has renewed or signed up for a Got Mead patron membership. That is how Got Mead stays online, is through you guys, the listeners, and the people that patronize Got Mead. So it's very much appreciated, and thank you very much. If you're not already a patron member and are thinking about maybe becoming one, it's only $30 a year. A little over 50 cents a week. Get you access to the patron boards in the Got Mead Forum, our patron Facebook group. There's a lot of really good recipes in there and a lot of really talented people. If you want to get involved, you definitely go to gotmead.com/community. You can sign up free there for the forum. And if you wish to upgrade to become a patron, you can do so there. If you want to catch us live, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook, and Instagram. Facebook is on the Got Mead page. So, and we have chat in Discord. So you can definitely hit us up on Discord. All of the posts out on Facebook, Instagram, and X are and contain all the links for where we are going live. On Twitch, we are twitch.tv/meadwench. YouTube, we are youtube.com/@gotmead. X, it's x.com/realgotmead. Facebook is facebook.com/gotmead. Instagram is instagram.com/gotmead. And Discord is discord.gg/Z, uppercase E, uppercase K, uppercase N, U, J, uppercase Q, uppercase T, T, uppercase M. If you got that, then you're better than I am at listening to this stuff. You can find our socials online at facebook.com/gotmead for the page. Facebook.com/groups/gotmead is our main group. We do ask 3 questions designed to keep the spammers and bots out. So please answer those so that we can let you right in. On X, we're at @realgotmead. And if you want to send us questions, comments, criticisms, or people you think we need to have on the show, you can go to gotmead.com, put your mouse over, but do not click Got Mead Live. And on the drop down, click the send us a message, and that will send it to all 3 of us. So I want to do a shout out for our wonderful sponsors, Honeybrook Craft Mead. Discover Honeybrook Craft Mead with 2 Colorado locations to serve you. Visit our original Castle Rock tasting room and production facility or our brand new Littleton Mead Cottage and Garden. Choose from our 20 taps of wonderful light and refreshing craft mead. Find us using your favorite map app or visit us at honeybrook.com. That's HONNI brook.com. So let's find out what we're drinking tonight. And for those of you wondering, we have Clyde Hayes. And Clyde, is Sarah going to be coming on, or is she staying at home?
I think she's feeding the hawks right now, so I think she's not.
Oh, okay. She's going to be busy then. All right. Well, so we got Clyde Hayes, and Sarah's feeding the hawks from Vinland Meads in Murchison, Texas. So what you drinking, Clyde?
I am actually not drinking my mead tonight. I am drinking Texas Longhouse Bowler. We have that on tap. That is the mango mead from my good buddy.
Ooh, yeah, I love mango meads. Nice. So how do you, what's it like? What's it taste like? Give us a little bit of a description.
It is, it's on tap, so it's definitely carbonated, but it's refreshing on carbonated. It's a little bubbly. It's only coming in at 6%. So, I mean, it's refreshing. You can taste the mango on the back. It's got a little hoppy taste to it, and I don't think that's intentional. But I believe it won a gold at Valkyrie's Horn year before last. So okay. It is a nice mead. We're running a TMA tap for Texas Mead Association. and we're switching it up with different Texas Mead Association members, and
Nice.
that was our first one.
Very cool. Well, mango is a nice choice. I like mango. Pretty much mango anything. You know? Mango mead is one that I like. Tropical meads. So, what about you, Kevin?
Well, tonight I have a Brimming Horn Golden Tears.
Ah, that's a nice one.
It's a traditional mead made from an unknown honey, presumably wildflower, since it's not specified. The aromatics are very subdued with a low fruitiness and the impression of cinnamon without being clear enough for confidence. It's a bit below off dry, refreshingly dry for a typical mead. There's a nice acidic finish with some drying flint that makes this very drinkable. If you like dry mead, this is another winner from Brimming Horn.
Very nice. AJ?
I went spelunking in the basement and found a bottle of Chateau Chevette strawberry wine that I'd made a long time ago and given as a gift. And if they haven't drunk it by now, they're not going to miss it. I'm at my in-laws. So I started it in 2005 and I bottled it in 2010. It's 9%, has sulfites, and has been stored upright at cellar temps for 15 years. And surprisingly enough, the cork is actually still in good shape and came out in one piece. It is past its prime and it's a little bit lacking on the tongue, but the aroma and the aftertaste still taste like strawberries. There is definitely that phenol thing to it that I get with every single strawberry fermentation I've ever had. I've also noticed it in a commercial strawberry wine that I've had as well. So I'm not too worried about the phenols because that seems to be a thing I always get. And I gave my husband some of it before the show and he confirmed that it is indeed still drinkable. So
Nice.
there you go. 15 years in a bottle stored wrong and still drinkable.
Putting paid to the fact that strawberry does indeed sometimes last longer than you think it will.
It can. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really very pungently strawberry, but it never really was. It's definitely recognizable still.
Nice. I took the lazy way out, and I was going to open the mead that we got from Melody over at Spacetime, but decided to wait. And I think Kevin and I should coordinate on that one, probably.
Oh, it's the same one, right?
I believe so. Yeah, because it's the one that we suggested that.
Okay.
Here's a neat flavor combination. She's like, okie dokie, and she made it.
Yeah, no, I love this. It was inspired by that conversation we had when I was talking about Arthur Frankie's Christmas mead.
Uh-huh.
And it just blows my mind that somebody went off and made that commercially. That's awesome. I'm
I think it's really
give
great. Yeah.
Arthur all kinds of credit for that.
I think we ought to hang on to it till we get AJ's to her. So which will hopefully not be.
Oh,
very
sure.
much longer. Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
AJ, I have one for you.
Okay.
I've just got to figure out who's going.
How we're getting it across the border.
How we're
Yeah.
going to smuggle it across the border. So you'll have to let me know what our options are.
Yeah. Once I get home and talk to the folks, I will.
Yeah. Then I'll check with Tracy and see.
I think a shipment's already come that way, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah.
We'll figure out something.
So I got lazy and I pulled a couple cans of St. Ambrose's XR Sizer, which is an apple pie sizer, 6% session mead. Apple pie flavor is done using apples, of course. And it also has maple syrup and cinnamon and, of course, honey. Very much, I mean, you drink it and you'd swear to God it's a liquid apple pie. It's really good, but it's an easy drinker, very, very light and refreshing. The cinnamon is just right. It's not too far ahead. It's not too far behind. Apple is nicely expressed, but again, not too much. Everything is together and there. Medium sweet goes down very easily. You could get in trouble with this. Drinking it. So, but very nice. And if y'all want some, this is a regular thing at St. Ambrose. So you can go to stambrose-mead-wine.com and check it out. They do distribution for most parts of the country. So it's definitely worth looking at. So, all right, well, let's talk to Clyde. Got our Texas boy here.
Born and bred.
Yeah, you could have sent me a couple pounds of barbecue, dude. I mean, seriously.
The shipping time that it takes to ship to is
I know it's ridiculous.
I mean, they got it where you can keep it warm now. It's just it takes a little while.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I was drooling looking at what the stuff that you guys were going to be doing on the menu there. So
Yeah, our menu is a little unique. I actually I basically quartered my chef for a year and a half, and then like the week after we opened, I went and sat down with him. I'm like, "Hey, are you going to come interview?" And he's like, "Oh heck, you're serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, you mean you meant it?
yeah." And I gave him free reign on the. I told him kind of what we wanted to do, and he had free reign to create whatever kind of culinary delights he would like. And
Nice.
he's steadily been rolling them out. And we're big on the creativity side here at Vinland Meads. So I mean, we have a forage, a ox, a highland, and they're all have smoked meats or something unique. All its own sourdough bread that's made here locally in Murchison. Almost all the meat comes from right around this area that I smoke myself, and we actually make our own marinara from right down the street from Saxon Farms Tomatoes. So I mean, it's sort of everything's done.
Nice.
Nice.
So that must mean you have a full scale commercial kitchen in there, right?
We do. We have a commercial kitchen. We're steadily adding on to it as we go. We don't have any fryers because we didn't want to get into the frying business. And if you don't have them, it kind of makes sure you don't. So I mean, we were talking about doing a basically like a sandwich at one time, and it's like, okay, what sides? Because we're not doing French fries, and it's once you take those things out of the equation, it's not a limit. You just got to be creative on what you prepare when you decide that.
Oh, Mexican street corn, man.
That actually recently come up.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, it's all you need is some spices and a grill.
One of my chef friends is actually cutting the cobs into slivers and basically doing. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like a sliver of corn cob that you can just like pop in your mouth, like a Pez corn cob.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is delicious as well.
Nice. That's very creative. Yeah, it's on my mind because I stopped at a farm stand. I was out and about today, and I went to one of my friends owns a blueberry farm one road over, so I went over there and picked up 4 or 5 pounds of blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I was out, because where I live, we're covered up in Amish and Mennonites, and there's farm stands everywhere. I mean, there's probably 10 farm stands within 5 miles of my house, and at least. And so I stopped at another one that has been there longer than I've been alive, and the corn is in. So I was like, woohoo! So I was picking up corn on the cob. We had some for dinner tonight, and then we're going to take the rest with us on our camping trip this weekend and cook the rest. And I was thinking, oh yeah, we could just throw it right on the grill. And what are the spices I need for Mexican street corn?
We like to take it and smother it in mayonnaise and put seasoning all over it and wrap it back up and put it in the smoker.
Mm-hmm. Do you keep it right in the leaves, or do you strip it and wrap it in like tinfoil or something?
In the leaf.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah, in the leaf is better.
Yep. Yeah, it's always great.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody's eating corn right now.
Not me.
So y'all have a lot of Mennonites up there?
Yeah, we got where I am in northern Michigan, it's the largest population of Amish outside of Pennsylvania, and then we've got quite a large collection of Mennonites as well. There's a Mennonite store just up the road from me. I go to for homemade bread and stuff. And they started making French bread this week. My husband's like, they're making French bread. He stopped there this morning. He was out and about this morning doing something, and he stopped there.
We just hosted a sourdough making class here at the meadery this last Saturday, because our baker that does all of our sourdough bread and crackers and flatbreads, we actually, I mean, we had a really good turnout. We had like I think it was 26 that showed up for their sourdough baking class. So I mean
Oh, nice.
that was exceptional. And I mean, that's what we've been doing almost every Saturday from like 1 to 5. We do some type of class. We've had a beekeeper's class. We've had a candle making class. We've had a painting class. We
Nice.
of course, we had a falconry night.
Hmm.
You know, and we're adding. I think the next one is going to be a canning class that's coming up.
Oh, no, that's great. I like
Well,
that.
I mean, it's a little bitty town in the middle of nowhere off a major highway, and there's
Uh-huh.
like 3 businesses in this town. Us, a store called Rooted that only sells other farms, produce and goods and everything, which is a really great concept. And then
Mhm.
a restaurant that's just opened, and you got to find a way to push people here and get them to engage. The funny
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
when we do that, half the people that show up doesn't even know that this is a meadery. They come in, they get surprised, and then they bring their family back that night. I mean, we had 2 or 3 times, and it's the perfect time because Saturday we have live music, so they come and they see everything, and they're like, "I am coming back tonight," and so we enjoy it.
That's nice. I take it you're not, I'm not aware of where exactly Murchison is in Texas, but are you near any of the places where the tourists end up?
Not really. So Dallas is about 90 miles north of us.
Mhm.
Tyler's about 30 miles to the west. I mean, east of us. And
Okay.
I mean, we're dead center in the middle of what we consider East Texas. Some people a little over east and down a little bit want to claim it, but we consider ourselves the predominant East Texas. And it's a little old bitty town in the middle of nowhere, and it's great. It's great for us because we had the option to because originally we was doing our tasting room and everything on our farm, and we ran into a zoning issue with the county,
Mhm.
and so we pivoted really quick because the wife had just actually quit her job at the hospital to do this full time, and we pivoted, found an old tractor dealer shop in the middle of Murchison, and gutted it, and within 30 days had everything ready to open up to the public. And
Wow.
that was a rough 30 days. Sewer was off from where it was supposed to be, and we had to find the pipe. There was a lot of stuff that went into getting it all done. And then, of course, we had the federal government, TTB, gave me 1 day to move all of my alcohol from the farm to the new location. The day they approved the license, they called and says, "You have 24 hours to move everything." And yeah, I did it. I did it. It was very hard because I had 330 gallons in the middle of fermentation,
Oh,
and
jeez.
Jeez.
that was not a fun thing. But we got it done. We got here and got everything kicked off, and we had a great grand opening, VIP night for the Kickstarter people, and then we've just been on the road and setting records every week after that.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, it
yeah, you're
looks
not
like
that far from Dallas, which has to really help. Are you doing any sort of advertising or outreach to Dallas to pull people in from there?
We're slowing our advertising as we go. We have a bunch of pushes that we are shooting for. We're trying to hit the local market, and then we're expanding outside of that. So we sort of got the local. We've hit the regional area, and then Dallas is our next move. But we're fixing to be in that area with the Texas Mead Fest at Scarborough Fair this year.
I was
And
just going to ask. I saw you were not all that far from Waxahachie, and I've been down to Scarby several times. Not
correct.
recently, but yeah, I figured you must be pouring there.
Well, yeah, and my boss, which is my wife, she is.
Smart man knows his place.
Oh, I do. I do all the work. She just takes all the credit. Uh,
Mhm.
she is.
Oh, ow.
As it should
You
be.
better watch out.
She's not here. She's out there in the Hawk House right now. So I can.
Okay.
You don't think she's going to listen to this later? You know, you could get in trouble after the fact.
I might have to sleep at the meadery, but she's one of the 3 board members on the Texas for the Texas Mead Association.
Oh,
So
okay.
we will definitely be there, and we're looking forward to it. Carlos has done a really great job because all of us meaderies that's not predominantly south have always wanted uh, a mead fest up in the DFW area,
Hmm.
and Carlos not that's what we were going into when Carlos was running, was seeing that we got something in this area, and not only did he get it in the DFW area, but he got it in Scarborough. So that was exceptional for us.
Yeah.
And they brought the mead cup back. So that's as the mead maker.
Yeah. All right. Where's all the background noise coming from? Oh, it's AJ. She's at the cabin.
Sorry, they're playing cards downstairs.
Ah, okay.
I'm definitely excited about the Texas Mead Cup.
Oh yeah, I would be. I was hoping to come down for that, but my budget doesn't allow me to do much traveling at the moment. I can get away with my camper to local places where all it costs me is a tank of gas, but
I understand. Yeah, the Mead Fest is really something to look forward to this year.
yeah, I'm hoping maybe I'll get down there next year. That's kind of the plan. I'll have to look at what's available and then what I can do. But Tracy's been after me to come down for a while, so
Oh, it's last year's was in New Braunfels, and Isaac did a really exceptional job down there. We had a great turnout. Had a bunch of patrons from the Dallas area and really everywhere. But yeah, it was an exceptional mead fest for us. To As a commercial mead maker, that was our first mead fest since we became commercial, and it was
okay.
actually to the day that I won my first award at the Texas Mead Cup 10 years before that. So it really meant something to us personally. Because I mean, the reason I make mead is not because of Texas Mead Fest. They helped a lot. My granddaddy actually taught me gave me all my recipes except for the new ones like a smoked pecan and stuff like that. I'm just basically creating off of his background, and then my wife, I was doing it as a home brewer, and my wife's like, let's become beekeepers so we don't have to buy honey no more. And, didn't know that was not the only thing she was planning, because we actually lived downtown Van at the time, and soon as Starlink come out, she was ready to get a farm, and she found us a place that had 3 springs, so we had our own water source, and the only thing I did not produce at the time was yeast. So we had water, honey, and we kicked it off. We of course we built our hawk house for our falcons and our hawk first, and then her barn, and then within 1 year to the day, once we could prove that the springs would not dry up, we filed for our license at Hayes Manor.
Very cool.
Thank you.
And you got so you've got a full-on farm. How many hives do you guys have?
Right at this time, I only have 6 on the property. We, of course, I don't know any commercial mead maker that can produce all of his own honey. I wished I could, but that would be another full-time job on the top of my 4.
Only 4?
Yeah. It's but we use we're big in the Henderson County Beekeepers Association, and we lean on them, and we only use raw Texas wildflower honey, and it's got to be hives that I can walk myself. That's sort of been our big deal. And before we went commercial, as soon as we filed for our license, I started meeting with some of the bigger apiaries around, and like, hey, look, I'm going to need to depend on you. And the funny thing is, they all get it. So like, I'll order some from one person and then the next person, and they know that I'm just trying to make sure that everybody stays in business, not just the cheapest.
Nice. It's nice that you've got big enough apiaries around there that you can get your honey. That's a problem for a lot of meaderies, is to find sufficient honey in their area.
Well, I haven't found it hard. Well, I think it's hard to find apiaries that you know what you're getting from, because since I've been a commercial mead maker, I've got calls and sales people that will sell me drums and everything else, and a lot of them seem really shady. to meat, and that's where I'm back to. I want to be able to talk to the beekeeper and walk the farms just so I know what I'm getting for my meat.
Yeah. Well, that makes
What about
sense.
the apiaries in your area? Do they have like different terroirs so that the honey has specific um, character that you can take advantage of?
Yes, and especially ours. So normally I do 200 bottles of reserve every year that I let sit for 18 months, and I normally only use our honey for that. But this the reserve that I have on the shelf right now, I got that from an apiary that is outside of Winsboro, and there was just something weird about the flavor of the honey, and it come all the way across the meat. And that's what I've found about you brewing how we brew and using the raw unfiltered wildflower honey like we do is a lot of the flavor comes across, and we've used it as a selling point. We tell people all the time, our traditional, which is honey water yeast, is going to be different every year because the bees are going to have a dry year or a wet year, or the clover's going to come in stronger or whatever. And everybody gets it. Like I have a couple customers that have every vintage of traditional that we produce, and it's just because every one of them tastes different, and they're
Hmm.
okay with it. They're completely okay with it.
Yeah. So do you have like different terrain that the bees are foraging, or is it because of agricultural crops, or what's making it more unique?
Agriculture will be a lot of it. I mean, East Texas, we have a cedar bloom. We have it's mainly agriculture, pine, and then right where we're at, there's a lot of farms planting tomatoes, blueberries. We have two huge blueberry and blackberry farms within 10 miles from our actually location. And that's just the two that we use. I mean, there's so many, the crop yield around Murchison, Texas is really huge.
Nice.
So you that's why it goes back to I know some apiaries and some meat makers that they're looking for those special, unique, single source honeys. I actually intentionally try to stay away from all those because I want my bees to just forage
Oh yeah.
and that's sort of what we've always made and sort of what how my bees interact and a lot of my fellow beekeepers in this area. We have some that will say that their honey is a blueberry honey because they basically put the hives outside of the blueberry fields, and those blueberry fields are not really that big. They're patchy, and there's other stuff in it. And so
Oh
I,
sure.
I'm just going to stick with the raw, uncut wildflower honey, and to us, it makes exceptional meat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if they claim it's blueberry, and they're not doing a pollen count or something like that, I mean, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I
it's a
agree.
good selling point for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we're fixing to add honey flights to in our meadery as well. We got
Oh
some
yeah.
glass speakers, and like behind me, you'll see our flight boards. We have those custom made, and we're having these custom made. And
You can't see anything. We're audio, so
oh, I apologize.
yeah, no
Behind
worries.
behind me is our flight boards, and we've had uh, and our honey flight boards were going to be custom made as well and have like little 2-inch glass beakers, and we'll pour an ounce in there and a honey stick, and that will be some unique honey that you can source out. But besides our honey just being raw wildflower honey, none of that we will source our produce ourselves. But there is people out there that do it, and it's good, and people love trying unique honey flavors.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I love varietal honeys. They're fun,
Oh
but
yeah,
they're also terribly expensive. And
they are. I will agree with that.
But yeah, that's I was just sitting here as you were talking about varietals and wondering, do blue bonnets are the flower, right?
Correct. Texas, the state flower is the bluebonnet.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were pollinator.
Does
Uh,
it have nectar? That's
Yeah,
the
well,
question.
yeah,
yeah, but
I don't know. Gonna find out here.
I haven't heard of anyone that was just putting their bees on bluebonnets. A lot of bluebonnets are in fields, and and the honestly around here it's the roadsides.
Oh, Tracy says blue bonnets are toxic too. I didn't know.
Toxic to what?
I don't know. People, I guess.
Yankees.
Hey now. I'm a damn Yankee. Thank you very much.
I apologize.
I moved to the South and stayed. And I'd probably still be there if my dad hadn't gone downhill. And
Well, we just got a whole bunch of Californian, Washingtonian neighbors, so
I'm
we're
so sorry. Yeah, they did
We're-
that to Montana too. They moved in, and all of a sudden you couldn't afford any of the real estate, and it was just all kinds of problems. My friends that live out there are like, yeah, no, we could live without this.
Well, we're enjoying them because we have one that has completely and live in Texas. I mean, he looks like George Strait walking around with his cowboy hat on, and
Yeah,
love him to death. He's a great guy, but
yeah.
it's a culture shock to a lot of people just seeing us. I mean, we're all toting guns and everything
Yeah.
else. It's like,
Racks into back y'all's trucks, and
oh yeah,
yeah.
it's,
My kind of place.
oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a bit of culture shock. I'm a country girl, so I mean, I grew up on a farm, and yeah, it's what I'm used to. It's cities that flip me out. I'm used to them now, because I've lived around enough of them. But now I'm 2.5 hours from the nearest city of any size. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm down with that. There's a medium sized city close enough that I can get to big box stores and things like that.
Yeah, and that's sort of how Texas has started becoming. I mean, there's a good sized city within all the little towns. I mean, we got Athens within
I was
15
gonna
minutes.
say, y'all are what, between Jackson, Athens, was it Tyler,
Tyler, yeah.
and DFW? Yeah, you're right in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff there.
And we've seen a lot of people drive down from Dallas area, especially on the weekends and holidays. They'll just show up and said, we were looking for a meadery. And which goes back, I made a mead map years ago and published it. And I think more people are doing that. And that was back when I was just hitting meaderies all over the United States because I travel a lot. And I'm finding there's more people doing that these days than they might have been doing it in the past. You just didn't have Google as much back then to create maps. But yeah, that's how I hit a lot of the meaderies in the Southwest. Was I just made a mead map, and anytime I went out of town, I would look at that map and see where the closest meadery was.
That's what I do. Yeah, everywhere I go, I've got a meadery list. And,
yeah.
I get emails and texts from people going, "Hey, I'm going to insert state here." And one of them that did that in Texas, I'm like, "Well, where in Texas? Texas is kind of large."
Texas is very large.
Yeah, it took me 3 days to drive across it. Trust me when I say you need to know what part of Texas you're going to be in.
Yeah, I tell people all the time that the Texas Mead Association is the largest mead association in the world.
Yeah.
Because everything's bigger in Texas.
That's right.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we were talking a moment ago about bridals. My niece messaged me to ask if I was interested in getting some of the Carolina's purple honey, which happens every 4 or 5 years, apparently.
Really?
Is that from a grape?
And so I said, well, depending on the premium, I'd be interested in having a sample. Okay, so she went to this place to get some. They were all sold out. And they sold out at $20 an ounce.
Oh, good Lord.
Whoa.
Well,
Purple, I've never heard of that. And I lived there for 30 years.
well, Well, I
Yeah,
can't say
apparently he had an entire hive's worth of this purple honey that was bought by one individual, and it was $10,000 total.
Yeah,
for
it really
Yeah.
is.
contents of the hive.
It really is purple too. I just looked it up.
Yep, it's a
Flying
deal.
pig.
It's a real deal. It's not
Yeah.
fake.
they're
It's
feeding
just
it on.
one of those things that happens every so. It's probably
only in really
special-
dry years. So
some special plant comes into bloom under the right conditions.
some guy did a review. Some guy with a website, honeybeesweet.com. He says it even tastes purple to my untrained palate.
Yeah, right.
He really does taste purple in a grapey sort of way.
Weird.
He must be a Marine like my son, because my son can taste colors.
Yeah, well, but only the red crayons, though, right? You said he's a Marine.
Yellow is his favorite.
Oh, his is yellow. Oh, he can't be. I'm sorry, but he's just gonna have to give up his marineness. I mean, it's just
I believe that's their colors.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
think that they think the purple honey may come from kudzu, but they're not sure.
From what?
Kudzu. Kudzu
Oh,
has
really?
flowers, yeah, and there's a lot of it in the South, but apparently this only happens in really dry years, and it says kudzu is not normally a favorite of honeybees, but in dry years, especially during the summer dearth, the bees will forage on it on a limited extent. So, yeah, it's and that comports with the fact that the purple honey is most often collected in years of drought and never collected in large quantities, which explains $20 an ounce.
Yeah, but I mean, $20 an ounce.
That's,
For
I mean,
goodness sake.
cripe. I mean, even
Paying for the
Manuka.
novelty there,
Yeah, I don't even think Manuka's that expensive.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
but it's not that rare either.
Well, real Manuka is kind of hard to come by. It's only New Zealand, and it has to be certified because there's like 80% of the Manuka you see out there is fake. It's not.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
just
but,
it. I would never
like-
buy Manuka because I wouldn't be able to trust it.
Yeah, but
I
still,
got
like-
some-
I'm not willing to pay that money, but
yeah,
This
I
is
got
like
some in
one hive
Australia.
every 4 years, as opposed to however much they can actually make of Manuka, which I realize is not nearly as much as is sold. But
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up a little jar of it when I was in Australia, but just out of more out of curiosity than anything else.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's very medicinal. I mean, there's a reason why they call it the healing honey. It has a very medicinal flavor. Everything in Australia and presumably in New Zealand has this eucalyptus-y sort of thing going on too. It's pervasive, at least in all the honeys that I tried, and I tried probably 20, 30 different varietals while I was down there. But
Do
yeah,
they
it's
have a lot of Carolinas or Italians down there?
the Carolinas.
Bees.
oh, you mean the type of bees?
Oh, the type of bees. Oh, sorry. I don't know what they have down in the Carolinas. In Australia, it varies. I mean, it depends. When I was on Kangaroo Island, they have one of the only undiverse type of bees anywhere because it's isolated. It's off the coast, and they don't let you. I mean, when you go out there, they search you for, don't bring contraband onto the island. So plants, and it's like a biosphere. So you're not allowed to bring foreign stuff there that might pollute the thing. But they've got, I think they're buckfast bees out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what they've got on the main island of Australia, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just know all the honey is, got a eucalyptus-y thing going on. Don't get me
probably like a
wrong,
lot of southern honey has a orange blossom thing going on in the States.
Not really. Not most of the varietals I had in the South didn't have that because the orange blossoms primarily Florida in the Southeast.
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on where you're talking.
If you're with South
fair.
Florida, maybe but
I got a friend in San Diego who thought she didn't like honey. Turns out she just doesn't like orange blossom honey.
oh, okay. There I would imagine they do get a lot of it because there's orange groves out there. But
Yeah, so San Diego orange blossoms very, very fruity, whereas Florida orange blossom, in my opinion, is rather earthy. Yeah. And then the stuff that the orange blossom you get out of Mexico is very floral and even slightly citrusy, but in a more of a orange zest kind of citrus. And it's the only one of the bunch that actually has citrus in my view. That's my favorite of the three by far, but I like California orange blossom second best because it's so fruity.
Hmm.
But they are very different.
Yeah, they are very different.
I only know what I've heard. I've not had a whole lot of access to such.
Well, next time there's an available shipment, maybe we ought to get. Well,
I sent her
is
some.
honey
I
going to
sent
be
her
harder?
some honey samples, in the last shipment. So, did you get that? Did you get that yet, AJ?
When did you send it?
Well, I sent it with JJ. So
Okay, no, I haven't met up with JJ yet.
You haven't got up with JJ yet. Okay, so yeah, you've got a couple honey samples in there,
Okay.
including, I believe, some orange blossom because I know you like it. So,
Yay.
So, Clyde, all of your honey is coming out of Texas, or are you using sources from elsewhere?
Texas. All of our honey is honestly is within I want to say 2 hours from our location.
And what's your typical batch size, just to get a gauge of like how much honey you're actually using in a month?
So I normally brew 310-gallon fermenters, and then I probably throw in the 340s in between it. So I want to say I'm normally going through about 26 buckets a month.
Okay.
Because I don't use a pump. I'm trying to stay young, is what I tell myself anyway. So I'm still lifting buckets and dumping buckets.
Mm-hmm.
that'll work right up until your back goes.
Well,
Or your shoulder gives you the finger.
I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In this, as a beekeeper, I only use deeps. And
God.
I know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that do not, and the reason they do not is because they get heavy.
They
But
do.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
my thing is that until I can't, hopefully one of my sons will take over at that point, and I don't have to worry about it.
So you got 7 strapping boys that can do that for you.
Well, the youngest is not at that stage yet. Like he can do it, but we got our youngest is 15. We only have 2 left in the house. The grandsons are moving up to that stage as well. Like that's the cool thing about owning a winery in Texas, like we do, is it's a family establishment, and we can have. We're a bar. You got to be 21 or older to enter. A winery tasting room. There is no age limit to it, and so my grandson is up here all the time. One of my my head waitress is we call her a mead maid, but our mead maids is my daughter-in-law and her best friend, and so it's kind of like daycare during the week for my grandson because he thinks he runs this place.
And he probably does.
Got his own table over there, and he greets every customer. He has friends that show up.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
It's pretty cool. And if karaoke starts, he's got to get the second song, and it's something to do with Mickey Mouse. We still can't understand it, but he'll sing it.
Okay.
But that's a cool thing about how we're doing this. I mean, it's me, my wife, my best friend. That's all of our free labor, and then our paid labor is basically our kids and daughter-in-law, and then of course we have one outside that's a chef. We actually he's not part of the family, but he's at this point he's been adopted in, and but it's kind of cool because that's the atmosphere that people get. And Texas is known for hospitality, and that's what we get a lot of. Because when somebody walks in that door, it's always hello. I mean, when you finish your food and everything, nobody's trying to get you out of your chair. We're asking if you want a set of dominoes or deck of cards. You just sit in here and enjoy the atmosphere and talk. And we schedule a lot of game days, and we have the nerds come in on Sunday, every other Sunday, and play D&D. So I mean, it's sort of to us, it's just part of the family. I mean, and that's what people keep telling us is the hospitality here and the hospitality all over. And to us, it's just part of being a Texan. That's just how you treat people.
Well, it's a Southern thing to a lot.
it's just how we raised, and it
Yeah.
kind of pays off on the clientele because especially when people drive all the way down here from the big city like Dallas, they don't expect that, and
No. Because that's a big city, and big cities don't do things like that.
correct. Nobody's trying to get you out of your chair. We're trying to make sure you got everything you want. And one of I trained my staff from day one is that we don't want to. All of my meat is 16%. It's just how I brew it.
Woo, baby.
So everything on tap right now, except for our TMA tap, is all 16%. And if I didn't train my staff right, I could be over serving people really quick. So we have sourdough crackers on the table in front of you as soon as you order mead. If somebody sees you not buying food, that's why we had to do an actual restaurant right off the bat. There's no way I could serve you very much meat unless I was feeding you. And we planned that. We went to just about every meadery and winery that we could find, and for almost a year and a half, talking to everybody about what was working, what wasn't working, and our experiences turned into what we have now. And because a lot of people's not even doing food at all, and if they are doing food, they're just doing like frozen pizzas that you can buy from some frozen company and maybe a charcuterie board. And we wanted to go above that because of how high our ABV was, and it's really paid off. I mean, I was hoping, being a Texan to us, that our food, and because our meadery is not just our restaurant and food. We got three other businesses here. We got our farm business, which is our Hayes Manor farm. We write children's books about real stories that happen at the farm, like when my horse got in the beehives. There's a children's book out about it. When I was with my wife's hawk, there's a book out about it. So we have a bunch of the farm stuff up here. And then I own Heathen Beard Company, where we take the wax from our beehives and make beard balm and beard oil and all that stuff. So that's in here.
Nice.
And then my wife just started a bookstore in here called the Rose and Raven. So it's basically a spicy bookstore. I think that's how she explains it. So that's going down because we have a swap and sip coming up this weekend, Sunday, I think, where all the I want to call them book nerds, but I don't think that's what the women and boyfriends or whatever, best book boyfriend or something, I don't know, but they're all coming in on Sunday. But that we got the floor space, and it kind of works out for us to do it this way, and it's really cool. I mean, when people walk in and like, this is awesome, and it's sort of just part of it. I mean, we don't waste anything, and the same thing goes with our meat. I mean, I take all of my sediment off my tanks, and we make bricks for mulch. TABC, actually, with their first audit, they're like, Clyde, we noticed you didn't put any waste. And I'm like, excuse me, what do I waste? We take everything off the bottom and make bricks out of it. And I showed her to them. She says, you're not kidding. I'm like, we got a farm. I mean, we don't want to waste anything. And it really helps. If you've never poured a carboy out on top of your roses, you're missing out, because those things go crazy.
Good to know.
Very cool. Yeah, I know that a friend of mine has a meadery in Montana, and he was spreading fruit scraps, after it came off, after they racked off of it. Mm-hmm. And he just took and was dumping it all over, and he's like, and if the deer eat it, well, what are you gonna do?
Well, poop, it comes out as fertilizer eventually.
Yeah. Well, the point being that you're not supposed to bait the deer, at least not there.
Yeah, you're not supposed to bait the deer, but I mean,
you can bait deer if you're not hunting.
Yeah, we just bait the hogs. That's how we say it. We're baiting.
Yeah, they'll eat anything.
They will. And if a deer shows up, that's accident. We actually, one of the things as a commercial meadery that's really hit me hard is the record labels, and it's not even them; it's the constructing rights that want to charge us for everything. So we come up with a unique solution to that. I started writing songs, so AI has gotten really good. So I have 5 albums, 2 singles, and a comedy special out, thanks to AI. They're all about mead, and it's so funny because when the record labels call, I'm like, hey, we only play our personal music in here, and it's so cool because everybody walks in like, this is about mead, and I'm like, yeah, it's just we wrote the lyrics and AI sung it, and it really everybody likes that vibe here.
Nice.
Well, that's unique. I got to say, I haven't heard of anybody else doing that.
No, I haven't either. That's pretty cool.
The wife does not like the comedy skit because I really wanted to do
Uh-oh.
it stand up. It's all clean, but I can't.
Well, I was just thinking maybe based on your comments earlier that it all involved her somehow. So
He's not that. He's smarter than that.
correct. I'm very much smarter than that. I will say there's because we have date night every Wednesday. I did take and write a whole album, basically love songs for my wife about me. So that was pretty cool. I mean, she just rolled her eyes at me because she don't want to give me the big head. That's what she tells me every time I create something. She's like, I don't want to give you the big head.
Did you tell her too late, honey?
Oh yeah, it comes natural to my side. And I'm a big bald-headed bearded guy, so I mean that's
pretty much par for the course in the craft.
Oh, you got to be self-confident.
I think it's a requirement if you're a craft brewer. And,
oh yeah, and our mead horn here holds 7 bottles, so I mean you can't get better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought mine was big. That's impressive.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
It's all in the wrist too. It's definitely all in the wrist. You can't it's all in the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
we're about an hour in. What do you think? Maybe some Nathan questions?
Oh yeah, I think so.
All right, so we already kind of covered the first one to some extent, which was that you use honey from the family farm. How do you collaborate with other East Texas apiaries to scale production for larger releases beyond what your honey produces?
Communication. That is a big deal with us. We stay in communication with all the beekeepers. We are part of the Henderson County Beekeepers Association, the Texas Beekeepers Association, and me personally, I give speeches on beekeeping and mead making, how they combine. Just recently did a speech on that, I think about 4 months ago or so. And I try to make the circuit on that because to me, if we don't have beekeepers, which we consider ourselves parents, falconers, and then beekeepers, and then mead makers, because if we don't have the honey, we can't do anything as a meadery, and especially how we brew, which is more of a traditional brewing system. We use a lot of honey, and that's got to be our predominant concern.
All right, I need you to stop and explain what you mean by a traditional brew system. What does that mean to you?
So I don't like a lot of the fellow mead makers that are around me that's commercial. They like, I still don't even, I have it, but I don't use a glycol system. I'm still running hose airlocks, even though I have airlocks that go on my tank. I don't. It was funny when we went commercial. We planned it out, and my wife, of course, the smart one in the relationship, did all the research, and she said, "I need you to sit down and explain to me how you make mead." And I'm like, "I do what my granddaddy told me." And she says, "No, tell it to me." And we have a wood coffee table, and I pointed at a light colored texture of the table, and I said, "Well, I burned my honey to that color. That was my granddaddy's first step." She said, "Yeah, that's called a bruchet." And I'm like, "I don't like French people. What are you talking about?" She said, "No, it's called a bruchet." And I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" She said, "It's science." And I'm like, "Okay, I passed science. I got 2 college degrees. What do you mean it's a bruchet?" She said, "It actually, you're converting some of the sugars in the honey to non-fermentable sugars." I didn't know none of that. I just know my granddaddy told me that I burn the honey till it gets that color at the beginning, and that's how I start. And the second thing I do is that I never mix my honey. My honey sits on the bottom of my tank, but it takes me longer to ferment. And that's been one of our signatures deals from get go, and takes it takes me 6 months to make any bottle keg or anything, just because of how we brew, um, and it pays off. I mean, the taste is to us is completely different than if from how people are brewing today. We feel like they're brewing more like you would a beer or something. And I have the gear, and I've tried it on some small batches. It just doesn't make my mead taste I like I expect it to.
Okay. Yeah, so actually that technique is one that Bob Slansey uses for his mead.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
my grandfather got his recipes from his grandfather in Scotland, so that's where it's handed down to me. And it was not him teaching me. I was just interested. And he said, your great grandfather did that in Scotland, and he ran it all down to me of how to do it, and I started doing it. And that's what happens when you have a really mean wife. That we have 7 sons, and she our whole goal on our meadery is not to make a lot of money or anything else. It's just to show our kids if you work hard for something and struggle and push and dream, you can do it. That's the only reason why. I mean, even if it gets slow, we'll figure out how to make it through. We'll cut everything and just sell meat. And the reason is because we want to prove to our kids that if you actually have a dream and you work for it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that covered another question as well, so we'll keep moving on here. With aging your meads in general at 6 months and up to 18 months for your reserve, how does your choice in oak barrels affect your mead compared to stainless steel?
A lot, a whole lot. And Texas now has a cooperage. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
That's right. Yep.
And when I got the email from the TMA that we did, and because I hadn't heard about it, I immediately had an email, because for me, finding good barrels to age my mead in is very important. I like a good bourbon barrel. Sometimes I can't find a good bourbon barrel. I like a new barrel if I can find it charred right. So it's very important for me. We actually have a mead called our Tribute. There's only 26 bottles that will ever be made. There's a long story that goes into Tribute, but we only selling 25. We're pouring 1 ounce pours of bottle 26. I only have 2 bottles of it because my boss took them all and locked them up and won't let me and my best friend have them, because she said we'll be out in the middle of the woods toasting the gods with them. And the bottle 1 sold for $200, and we doubled it every time after that first sale. And so we're at $3,200 right now. And it's one of those unique honeys that come from in the middle of a cemetery. And the reason I say all that is because finding the right charred oak barrel to put that in and let that sit after it got done brewing was one of the most important barrels that I've ever searched for. And I wanted a medium char because I knew it would set for almost a year. And it did, and it come out of that barrel the most oaky, peatiest mead that I've ever tasted. It's better than a good Scotch to me.
Nice.
All right. Sounds good, and sounds like something I can't afford. That's what happens when you don't have an income, It's like, oh, man, can't do that. Okay, let's see. Amid reliance strictly on natural yeast fermentation in the Texas heat, what are the unique challenges of making mead with absolutely no preservatives or sulfates? So just in case you haven't listened to the show before, Nathan, he does his research. So that's where this is coming from.
I do not use natural yeast. I use old champagne yeast. That's what I've been using forever. And I've tried some test batches with different yeast, but that's all I use in old champagne yeast. I do not use natural yeast. I wish I could. I've tried, and have not had any success.
Okay. Well, that's totally fair. So what about wild Texas fruits that you might be experimenting with for the next melomels or any one-off additions to your harvest blackberry and thicket wild plum?
We have a strawberry, peach, pear, excuse me. But the most exciting news to us is we have a smoked pecan that we get our pecans from Palestine, Texas, which is known for the pecans. And I actually take those, put them on the smoker, and smoke them myself. But while we were at the Palestine pecan orchard, sitting there, pulled up the gate, the lady said she was closed, and like I drove an hour and a half there, and she goes, "Yeah, we just didn't update our website." And I pulled down the road, and she called back. She said, "Are y'all from around here?" And I go, "No, ma'am, I drove an hour and a half." She goes, "Well, come on back. I'll open the gate." I went in there, and she sold me all the pecans, and I think it was like 80 pounds of pecans. And we're talking, and I'm like, "Do you know where I can get figs? Because I can't find any figs." And she goes, "Yeah, A&M come, and on the backside of this hill, they planted, I want to say 100 acres of figs and 100 acres of apricots. So we're fixing to have a fig mead really soon from that. And then we just had Texas A&M do a beekeeping speech at our meadery, and he wants to get some of the A&M apiaries honey and make a special A&M mead. I'm a little worried about it though, because I'm a UT fan, so I don't know how to do this right.
You don't know how to do what?
Make mead with some A&M Aggie honey, because I feel like it would be backwards.
I'm sorry, I missed something. It would be what?
Backwards? It's an A&M. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, it must be a Texas joke. I don't get it.
Yeah, they're the rival college, A&M and
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
A&M,
okay.
It's like Michigan and Michigan State, or I don't know,
All right.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yep. Maybe other people got it. Sorry, I live in Minnesota. I don't get it.
It's okay. I really didn't get it.
All right. Well, that sounds like fun, though.
It does, and I really look forward to it. He actually brought his observation hive in our meadery, and we had a honey tasting competition and everything. So it was exceptional.
So the one problem I can see with him bringing in a bunch of university students, wherever they might be from, is that it takes so long for your fermentation to finish that they might be graduated and gone before they get to taste it.
That's possible, but yeah, that's definitely possible. But I'm not sure what I mean. These are A&M's a 4-year college.
Yeah, but they also aren't 21 until they're about done graduating.
Correct. Well, in Texas, and the same goes for like here. Once you turn 18, you can work here. You just can't drink the mead.
Right. In other words, they can't taste it. All right, we won't go any farther with that one. Oh boy. You know, if you're old enough to join the military, you're old enough to drink.
One would think.
Well, that was one of our hard things about going commercial. Is my youngest sons have been brewing mead with me since they were 4 and 5, and my youngest son, which is 15 now, he's the only one that really makes a true dry mead. And I tell because I don't like a dry mead to begin with, and I tell everybody now is besides our raspberry and blueberry, you're not getting a dry mead until my son reaches 18 and can actually start making mead again. Because he can, once I put yeast in the tank, he can't touch it until it gets bottled and everything else.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a big deal. Which is a big deal for the family because they're upset.
Oh, I get it. Yep. Well, I grew up when it was 18, so I think it's all ridiculous, personally. But that's me. All right. Let's see. How do you approach designing your mead cocktails and the evolution of the watermelon daiquiri? My
best friend is an actual herbalist. he is the one that does most of the cocktails. I mean, the meadery was mine right off the bat. He did perfect the ratio on it. The mead colada was my wife's, but it's sort of a tasting everything, him knowing his herbs and what we're going to put in there and what the flavor profile we're looking for, because we're not looking to match like a mule. We might call it something similar. We're looking for something that you get the notes and sort of know what you're looking for, but it's unique. And like we have a what is it? Our cactus mead. It's straight from a cactus soda with our blueberry in it, and a little bit of lemonade, and it's really good. The watermelon mead and the watermelon daiquiri and the frozen daiquiri and the melon the melon, what did he call it? The melon drink. I'm trying to think what he called it. But that all became because the business across the street was doing a watermelon tasting thing, and she saw my truck up here because I get here at 4 o'clock to start smoking everything, and she saw me at 6 and called and says, "Hey, Clyde, how long does it take you to make a mead?" And I said, 6 months. She said, "We're doing a watermelon festival next weekend." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it." And so I sat there, thought about it, and I'm like, I can do a mixed drink. And I called her back, and I told my best friend Justin, I said, "Hey, I need you to come up with a watermelon cocktail." And he did. And then the watermelon event came, and before I could ever tell my boss that we should put that into a daiquiri frozen, I walked in the meadery, and it was done. And it has become a hit. Everybody loved it. We just took it off the menu, I think last night or Sunday night. We took it off the menu because the watermelons are kind of going out of flavorful season in this area. And so that one's off, and we're back to just our, as far as frozen daiquiris, our Pina Colada and our Meaderita.
Okay.
But you got to put a little salt, a little margarita salt in all those.
Well, yeah. That's pretty cool.
All right, let's see. We got a couple left here from
Okay.
Nathan, anyway. Smoked fish, boy. Okay, smoked fish tacos, house smoked brisket, smoked mac and cheese, flatbread pizzas, chocolate covered mead infused cheesecake.
Mhm.
These are a few of your favorite menu offerings. How does your dynamic kitchen staff work to create and innovate equally on the delicacies that keep your customers coming back for date nights and more? And to follow that up, what mead pairs best with your bruschetta bites?
The bruschetta bites would be our Crimson Dust, which is our black cherry mead. That pairs best. The bruschetta bites are insane because it's a pretzel, and the chef really kicked himself with it because it takes a lot of prep. He has to come in like 2 hours before to prep most of the stuff. And the bruschetta bites is a small sourdough pretzel that has to be cut in the middle and scored, and then he fills it full of cheese and then puts his fresh herbs on it and bruschetta on top of that. And it's a masterpiece. Everybody loves it, but it's the one that pairs the most to me and that we've heard is the black cherry Crimson Dust.
Okay. What was the hardest part about navigating federal, TTB, and Texas tobacco licensing?
The hardest part was moving. Our actual license, when we put it in, we got it within a week of actually putting the license in. And that's because I did my research. I had asked all the questions from everybody of what mistakes could have happened, what took them the longest. And when we submitted our papers, within a week, there was a lady calling from TTB, and there was one thing incorrect. I don't remember exactly what it was, but one thing she wanted corrected on the whole document. And we submitted it, and I was actually on the other side of New Mexico, pulled over, turned my hotspot on my phone, pulled my laptop out, fixed it, and Sarah resubmitted it. to her right then, and we had our license the next day. TABC was straight. Once you get your federal, that's done. So that side of it was all easy. The moving from the farm to here, getting the change of license, that took forever. But that's not even the hardest part that we've had with any of those agencies. Getting a label approved through TTB is insane. You cannot use the word Texas. You can't. There's so many things we can't do that does not make sense. But it all comes down to they're looking at it as a wine instead of a mead.
Yeah. And everybody in the business complains about that. That's for sure.
I know. And the thing is that I read, I want to say 10, 20 years ago that the American Mead Makers Association was fighting and lawsuiting the federal government to get us our own bracket. And I am a member, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm a member, because I really would like it to happen. And I really feel that mead needs to be in a different bracket than wine, because we get hit with, just like when I say I can't say Edam or Ben Wheeler plums or blackberries or blueberries, because they say I'm trying to call it a vintage. I'm not. I'm just trying to tell you where the fruit come from. So, and around here, that matters to people.
Well, I think everybody agrees with you. Unfortunately, the feds don't really seem to care. And the AMMA, I can tell you from personal experience, spent 2 years on lobbyists trying to get that changed and got exactly nowhere.
Yeah, I understand. But it's still a predominant issue. That's what.
Oh, yeah. And it's a totally fair one, not to mention the bubble tax.
Yes.
Oh God.
That's another fun thing here. Okay, we'll move on, because these can be very long and involved conversations. How has the Texas Mead Association helped grow the local craft community? And maybe you can tell us about your guest taps, because I know you have one.
Yes. So I don't want to take credit for doing this, because I'm sure somebody's done it before, but it just seemed natural to us to open up, being as we're so big in the Texas Mead Association and think so highly of it. We're promoting the homebrewer side of the TMA and the commercial side of TMA, and to have other meaderies, commercial meaderies on tap in our meadery, to us, it is a big deal. It's saying, look, there's not just us out there. Mead is predominant. It's coming back. And if I just had my mead, people would think it's a one-off. But when I have another meadery on tap and allowed to talk about all the meaders in Texas to people, it makes them realize this is not something. And that's what we get a lot of times. We get they think it's because the kind of bottle that we bottle in, which is looks like a whiskey jar, because I want people to know it's 16%. But people think it's moonshine, and it's not moonshine. And mead is not something. It is unique, but it's not something just strange. And having a TMA tap on our tap wall means a lot to us in educating people about mead.
All right. We made it through all the Nathan questions.
Oh my God.
Now, I do want to say that I do not have Bryce's Fox and Ravens pickle mead on tap, and I'm upset about that. So here's this. I am really upset. Bryce makes a wonderful pickle mead, and he was one of the first persons I called. I'm like, hey, I need that pickle mead on tap. He's like, I ain't got none kegs. I'm like, I need it. His pickle mead is delicious.
I know. He's won medals at Valkyrie's Horn with that.
Oh, he has.
And it's one of those things that, to me, it does not sound appealing, but I've had it, and it's actually pretty damn good.
Yes.
Well, then there's the Malort meads.
Well, and I have had Malort meads, and I haven't enjoyed them very much.
I'm not. They're not my thing either. So
but honestly, it's one of those things. You go into this with a little bit of a bias. I mean, a pickle beverage of any kind just doesn't sound that appealing to me. But put your bias aside, give it a try, and you might be surprised. And sure enough,
yeah, it's exceptional. It's fresh. I like a cucumber mead. I've had a good cucumber mead before.
Yeah, me too.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Check your bias at the door and give it a shot.
correct.
And that's a good lesson for anybody tasting mead, because people are getting really, really creative out there.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes.
What else we got, Vicky?
Well, those were all the questions we had from the
Bradley didn't send any in.
no,
I don't
Bradley
know.
didn't send any in, and
He might be traveling. I'm not sure.
yeah, he was on the chat earlier, so
Mm-hmm.
So I'm presuming you had tasted mead before you tried making it because your grandfather made it?
Correct. Yeah, and I was what is it? Thorn had his meat out there, and I had some of his. I'm trying to think what else I had. I had the wonderful, the delicious Chaucer's mead, and actually still have a couple bottles of that just hanging around to let people taste.
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, they reformulated after getting their clocks cleaned at the Mazer Cup. They went back and they completely reformulated it and came back and took a gold medal the following year. It was like, oh.
Yes, I've not had the reformatted version.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I haven't bought any in a very long time, but I remember tasting it then and going, yeah, that's definitely better. So.
But yes, I had mead before. I will tell you, my first mead after talking to my grandfather was probably most homebrewers' first mead. I used baker's yeast and a rubber glove for a airlock, and it did not work.
Yeah, my dad used balloons, but yeah.
My grandfather used to use balloons for his beer batches.
Yep. And of course, I got a lot better after that, especially when I found the local homebrew store, and we don't have any in my area anymore. And I will say that is a sad thing. One thing that we are doing here at the meadery, everybody that walks in and that says that, they brew mead or this and that, I reach out right then and say, hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have something break, you need an airlock, you need anything to brew with, and you don't have it or you can't get it, and Amazon's good, give me a call, because there's always something here, because I keep a lot of that in stock even when I don't use it. And to me, that's just paying it forward.
Yeah.
Because
it's a good way to go about it.
We've had that with the local wineries. I mean, I had a pump go out, and I called the closest winery, and the dude didn't call me back for a month and a half. And then the same thing, we ran out of CO2 on a Friday night. And around here, there is no refills, and I do refill my own. So that means I ran out of all of our bottles and our big CO2 siphon tanks. And because the boss did not tell me that she went through some. She's not listening, hopefully.
When she listens to this, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. You know that, right?
I know. I called the local winery, and I'm like, hey, you don't happen to have any CO2? He's like, yeah, come get it. And it was just that simple. I'm like, I'll replace it. He's like, yeah, whenever. And to me, that meant a lot. I mean, and that's how we expect to treat our fellow winemakers and mead makers, is like, if you get in a bind, we're all in this together. And we do carry, I mean, I don't brew any kind of wine, not my forte. We just had a wine tasting class because there's none of those around. We had our local winery, Green Goat, come out, and their head vino person come out and taught everybody that showed up that day how to drink wine, and we had a good turnout. But we carry their wine here, and that's just and they have their own vineyard, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of people around. They don't actually they're buying their wine and putting their label on it around here. And when you get someone that's actually doing it themselves, it makes a difference to us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's really good networking with your neighbors, even if you're not doing exactly the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Very
Well,
much so.
I mean, we got a lot of the same gear. I mean,
Yeah.
if I probably would have called him that day for a pump, he would have probably had a pump. And to me, when your pump goes out, that's the most, because you're in the middle of something. And that's the most important thing. But I actually have a battery setup system now where I don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's nice. Do you what do you do when are you bottling and canning, or just bottling right now?
I only bottle. Not a big can person. Carlos has been trying to sell me on it. Not a big can person. But my mead, and I don't want to say it's different because I haven't tried this with other people's mead, but I've been known to sit out on our land in the grass at 2:00 in the morning drinking mead, or down at the Kickapoo Creek, and I've left some of those bottles about half full. And as long as they're in the shade, I can come back 2 or 3 weeks later and get in the same spot and open that bottle again. And I don't think I can do that with a can.
Not sure why. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm
like they have about the same amount of open space and all that.
Well, I'm talking about you can't recork a can.
Oh, you're corking.
Oh,
bottle.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, unless you're doing really big cans, generally speaking, there isn't any left. So, as I'm sitting here drinking from a can, so,
At 16%, I'm not sure I want the whole can, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I get that.
Carlos any ideas about big cans? He does can some good meads though.
Oh yeah.
But we don't use a regular wine bottle type. We use the Nordic bar top bottles, and it kind of goes with our style. But it sets our mead apart in the sense that that you're not drinking a regular wine, and that's what we shot for. But I mean, it's paid off. I mean, we do our own mixers now, and we're fixing to start a line of our honey simple syrup and our different simple syrups, and we're just going to use the same in a 6-ounce jar, the same Nordic bar top, and it looks really cool.
So I have a question about your simple syrups. Then, how do you keep them shelf stable?
That is I want to say it's a trade secret, but it's not. It was a very, very, very hard thing to get the ratio right, so they did not ferment. Because that's what using our raw unfiltered honey to get that mixture right. Because the first 20 I did, they fermented. I mean,
I believe it.
And we played around on the ratio until it did not, and it come across perfectly. We actually we just started a tea menu because we had a lot of our herbalists started making these really cool frozen butterflies with I'm trying to remember what kind of herb that was in the butterfly, but it turns your lemonade purple.
Oh, yeah, that's butterfly.
Oh, butterfly pea blossom.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we just started perfecting it, and it's become a hit. Well, same thing. I mean, I get almost as much, and we only sell our honey jars in 7-ounce hexagon glass jars with a honey stick in it for $25 a pop. And I hate it because it sells over and over and over. And the only reason I priced it like that is because I didn't want to sell it. That's why I told everybody I want to brew this, and I told my boss the only way I'm selling our honey is if it's like this in this for this amount, because people won't buy it, and they do buy it.
And they do anyway. Yeah, I get that. Cause
Good on you. Good on you.
Yeah.
people buy our honey for more than I would pay for it. I
$20
understand.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with the liquor stores that we're in. Today, we delivered to one of our clients, and they're like, I need more honey. And I'm like, I got to render it. I mean, it's pooled. I just got to have time. And we're sold out. And one of the farm stores that carries our books, they carry our honey as well. Same thing there. They want more honey. And I'm like, why people? And there's big jars of honey for like $10 beside them, but they like our local honey.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, if there's something unique about it and people have it, they like it.
It's
right?
presentation. Everything and my best friend says this all the time. We are the most bougie meadery he's ever been in. And I've taken affront to that. I mean, there's
bougie, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I can see if you were a DFW, you could be bougie there,
But I mean, it is. we do think very classy about how we prepare everything. Like all of our flatbreads are served on an actual wood board. I will tell you, figuring out how to get that wood board sanitary, how to clean it, how to treat it, how to keep it from all the other things, that took some doing, but we did figure it out. We got it approved, and that's what we serve all of our flatbreads on. We serve all of our charcuterie boards on actual wood boards, and everybody likes the display. The food's got to be great, but they like the display. And I don't know if y'all have ever snuck anything by your boss. I wanted Glencairn, because I'm a Scotsman, I wanted Glencairn glasses to serve my meat in. And Glencairn actually makes the Glencairn Wee, which is basically a 2-ounce Glencairn glass. And my boss said that those were too expensive and we were not going to carry them. Well, when we went to buying, I snuck them in. Now we have flat boards built for it, and we can't get away from it. And they're gorgeous. They're expensive. They're very expensive. But so far, I don't think we've had any toted out in pockets.
So you are a little bougie.
Discerning.
Yeah.
Bougie.
Discerning.
Well, we pay attention to detail. I actually sous chef through college, and one thing that my chef back in the day, Chef Jackson York, he's like, your food's got to be delicious, but if it's served like a slop on a plate, I don't care how good it is, nobody's going to like it. And the same thing goes for how we look at our mead. If our mead can be the most tasteful thing in the world, but if it's not served correctly and explained right, people are just going to be like, oh, okay, that's sweet and alcoholic. Yeah. They're not going to get the finer notes because they're already making a judgment.
That makes sense. I can appreciate that. But yeah, and I mean that and that also goes towards, people don't see mead the way they should be, or the way they would if mead wasn't such a redheaded stepchild,
Yes. But every little meter that pops up is helping correct that.
And a little bit of bougie doesn't hurt none. Seriously, part of the problem is that people see it as kind of a, I don't want to say redneck because that's not it. It's I don't know. I mean, like they don't see it as, it's like people see wine and they think, wine has got gravitas, it's got, recognition, it's got, so and mead hasn't ever been able to get to that point, which sucks.
Yeah, but I've had some good superstition mead back in the day that I think would give some people some run for the money.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I've had a number of meads that would stand up to any wine that some wine snob wanted to go after. But the fact remains that there's a perception out there, and if you can change that, that's good.
And I think superstition might be what caused my bougie side, is because when I first went on my mead trails while I was out of town, I hit superstitions. You
go to the underground place and
Speakeasy, and
that's so cool.
I will tell you, looking at their, it was explained to me as where they made their test batches and their competition meads, and they had, and I don't know how to pronounce the French word for the big round.
The demijohns.
Yeah, the demijohns. They had all those demijohns sitting on that table, and I lost it. I still have the picture. I have the picture on our flat screens because that set the tone in my brain of what a good meadery should look like. And I have not found or bought my own. I've had glass blowers blow us stuff. Our tribute mead is actually in a hand-blown glass bottle, but it's hard to find glass blowers to blow stuff anymore. Everybody's blowing little pipes and stuff like that and trinkets. Nobody's blowing big commission work.
Yeah, the only glass blowers I've even seen are the ones I see at Renaissance festivals.
Yeah, jewelry makers.
And they like, they blow little bitty glass things, and they don't do anything big. We
found a guy up by Carlos that actually blew our the 26 bottles for our tribute mead, and he put silver in them and everything, and each one of them was unique and different. But it was hard. It took us almost 2 years to find a glass blower that would still blow glasses. And I want some big demijohns. I really do. I don't know where I'm gonna put them at right now, but if I can get it,
but you want them.
I want them. And it's all because, and I guess that's why I don't mind. I mean, my wife's got to be the bougie side because I'm a man, but I don't mind to be bougie when people come in here, because to me, Superstition Meadery and that little speakeasy downstairs set the tone for what a meadery should look like to me. And it's still today, it excites me thinking about that whole experience.
Yeah. I really liked, okay, so there's people on Etsy and stuff selling big old timey demijohns, just like those ones in the speakeasy.
Okay. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I'll shoot you the link.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure their food's safe.
Clear glass, I don't know. But there's a bunch of people that are selling them, whether or not they're food safe or not, I couldn't tell you.
If they're glass.
Well, theoretically, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You would
but
think.
the thing is, you can put stuff in glass when you're doing the blowing to make it look pretty, and
that would
even
make it not
leaded
food
glass.
safe, yeah.
Yeah, we do. And I'll tell you, it's hard to find glass, the right kind of glass sometime. I have a 1 gallon jugs that we do with our wedding meads, because we do commercial wedding meads for couples. If you give me 6 months in advance, we'll brew a mead just for your wedding. And we normally do, 5 regular bottles and then 2 1 gallon jugs. And it's hard to find them anymore because everything keeps going in phases where you can't get anything in the U.S. anymore. The only place I found them is overseas in Europe, and they won't ship.
No, and even if
probably
they
the
did, the likelihood that it would get here without busting into a million pieces is
correct.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that. But yeah, check your. I friended you on Facebook. For some reason, I didn't have you on there.
I saw it. I got you. Thank you.
Browntown Meadery is suggesting North Mountain Supply Italian glass.
Okay. Is that over on Discord?
That's on Discord.
Okay. Yeah,
Up to 14 gallons.
14
North Mountain Supply. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 14 or 15 gallon demijohns myself, and I don't use them because they're really hard to manage for me. But they're cool. I used them. I used one once.
I would use them for just my competition meads and really for display.
Yeah.
I mean, just having the mead up there on a tall shelf somewhere in them.
Sitting in a demijohn, it looks cool.
It does.
It definitely looks cool.
One of mine's got the whole big basket and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your favorite? Because I know that as a meadery, you have to make what, people will buy, which may or may not match up.
I'll be honest. My favorite's always my reserve, and it's just because I put so much time in it and let it sit, and I'm surprised. And then the cool thing about this reserve is it's just raw, uncut wildflower honey, but I taste cinnamon in it. Tasted cinnamon right off the bat. And when I let people taste it, they taste coca or chocolate. And I'm like, there's none of that in it. But to me, that's my favorite. And my runner-up would have to be my plum. And there's a lot that goes into the plum. And it's because I just got a call out of the blue that said, "Hey, Clyde, are you making mead?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Do you want some plums? And I'm like, yeah. But this is East Texas. There's plums on the side of every back road and highway around here.
Really?
So I responded, I need 35 gallons of fruit per batch. And they're like, I got it. And I'm still thinking these little bitty plums. And I'm thinking, how many little plums? And I'm like, well, what kind of plums is it? She said, the big Rosettas, and they're really ripe. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. What do you want?
Wow.
I'll be right over.
She said, you just come get them. and we actually won one of the Valkyrie Horns awards this year with that plum, and it's exceptional. And the thing is, I took her like 4 or 5 bottles, and then she gave me a bunch of peaches. I mean,
Man, you got to hang on to this woman, man.
I know,
Really?
And then, like any good mead maker, I called back this year, and I'm like, "Hey, you got any plums?" She goes, "Not a one." That's right. She's got all of our plums. So I just told everybody, when this sells out, we won't have any plum mead until next year. And you talking about seeing sad faces, and you can't. Again, that's something I can't recreate, and I'm just going to wait until she has plums next year and go with another mead. We'll put a strawberry.
Man, I'm gonna have to get me some of that if there's some next year. God,
There-
I love a good plum mead, and there are not that many of them out there. So
It's to us, it's really sweet, but you can definitely taste the plum in it. And the part of the story I don't like telling is that I brought those plums home, and I have a paring knife, and I'm sitting there, and I'm cutting these plums and pulling.
35 pounds. That's a lot of plums.
And my boss walked in and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm taking the seeds out of these plums." And she reached down, grabbed one, squeezed it, seed popped out, and says, "Do I have to teach you everything?"
Oh my!
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So my wife might not be the head mead maker here, but I definitely married a smart woman.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I think you got you a smart one there for sure.
I definitely do, and she enjoys roasting me on stuff like that because I have to do like she won't go on TV or any of that other stuff. It's always got to be me, and I'm like, you do so much better in those environments. But she golfed through high school, and this was what was really surprising to me. Going into business together, she has worked in hospice and at the Cancer Institute until she quit her job to run this full time. She's never did service industry like this.
Uh-huh.
And she has completely picked it up. And she waits tables, she changes kegs, she cleans lines, she delivers kegs and cleans lines for some of our commercial clients. And it just amazes the heck out of me. She won't brew mead, but she can tell you all about it and tell you what Clyde doesn't do right.
I'm really sorry she wasn't on the show. Sounds like somebody I'd really like.
Yeah, and I guess it was better because normally when she gets told there's a Highland cow out, it's normally like it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and not normally at night because that's normally how it goes down. And she hates that. And half the time when she gets called because of it, it's the calf that got out, and by the time she walks out there and looks, the calf is already back in the fence.
Right.
And I don't care how
mom.
I don't care how you fix the fence. A calf is going to get out. And we have wooden fences as well. And we have we had a pig called Whiskey, and he got so big he couldn't climb under the fence, the wood fence, so we just let him out in the pasture. And he thought he was a Highland cow. I promise you. He'd do zoomies. He'd run with them. He'd lay with the Highlands. It was really.
I'm trying to visualize a pig doing zoomies, man.
We actually, so like I told you, we write children's books about the funny things at our farm, and that is book 7, where about the pig. We didn't call him Whiskey in the book because the wife thought that'd been a bad thing since it's a children's book. It's called Willie, but it's all about him doing zoomies in the field. And he's a huge Berkshire pig, but he's on the menu right now at Vinland Meads. If anybody wants to come see him,
or parts of him anyway.
correct. He makes a good pulled pork.
I'll bet he does. Well, we thank Whiskey for giving his all, as it were.
Well, that's the thing that East Texas. I mean, a lot of people around here actually grow and butcher and protect their own produce, and that's a big thing for us. We buy almost all of our meats and sausages and everything locally. They're produced here. Like we smoke all of our stuff in house. Are the Saxon form where we get our tomatoes for our marinara, and I don't want to say just marinara. It's a mead marinara instead of a vodka marinara. We use our traditional mead in it, and it makes it a little bit sweeter. I will 100% say it makes it a little bit sweeter.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it's
Not at all.
people come and order just the bread and marinara because of how delicious it is. But it's raw. I mean, local produce. And a lot of times you get local produce. It's normally better than what you can get in the store.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I try to buy as much of my fruits and vegetables around here locally as I can.
I
And,
planted 36 tomato plants myself this year. Send help.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be busy.
Oh yeah. Well, last year I had just I think around 30 plants that were producing, and I canned 70 liters.
Ooh,
Dang.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot.
But you'll never run out of tomato stuff. I was hoping to get some from my cousin's garden this year, but he's like, this year I didn't plant tomatoes. I'm like, Danny, dang it. I told him, I said, well, if you planted tomatoes, I'll gather them all up and I'll process them and I'll give you back processed tomatoes and all canned up and ready to go. And he's like, I didn't do tomatoes this year.
Well, next year you make that arrangement for next year.
Yeah, well, next year I'll be ready.
One of the things I've been fighting with myself about is that I've been telling him that our charcuterie boards, you should put quail eggs on it because we have quails. And he did not want, so I started doing a poll. I'd ask everybody I gave a charcuterie board to. I'm like, would you like some quail eggs on that? And I'd go back there and finally got him to put quail eggs on that. And he's like, why do people like these eggs? And I'm like, you're not, you just don't get it. They're delicious.
Because the novelty.
Yeah.
Too young. You're too young.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, same reason people like, emu eggs and stuff. They're different. They're good.
Yeah.
They're, they're unique. That was my first experience with one was like an egg as big as my head. So cool. And blue. It was blue.
Mm-hmm.
What do they taste like when you cook them?
Really rich, like more like duck eggs, so they're really rich and super dark yellow. I mean, you could feed 4 people easy on one egg. I mean,
that's what I feel like with a duck egg.
Yeah, they're just. I mean, this thing literally was the size of my head, and I mean, I knew they had eggs, but I'd never seen one, and so we got it and we took it to some friends, and we all. We punched a hole in it and they're like, you can take this back. And I'm like, they'll never let me back into the United States with that. assuming that it even survives the trip, which was unlikely.
Oh, so you had that in Australia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hamish's family has a farm outside Melbourne and they have Highland cows and they have Oreo cows and they have the black ones with the white stripe around the middle. I call them Oreo cows because they look like Oreo cookies. And they had emus and some sheep.
Okay.
Yeah, and we went. He's like, "Let's go in the pasture and find an egg." And I was like, "Okay." and I mean, I'm not like squeamish around farm critters. I've been around farm critters all my life, but I'd never been around emus and inside the fence with them. So I wasn't sure if they were like,
Are they aggressive like the ostrich?
Yeah, they are. Okay. So we took turns, like waving our hands and scaring the emus while we egg hunted, and then we finally got one. So.
Yeah, I know the ostriches are aggressive. Our neighbors had one of them one time, and we used to race each other with the go-karts.
That would be great. That would be cool. So this is now I really want to come down.
You definitely should. We would love to have you here. Like I did a test run to make sure all my podcast stuff worked earlier today, and I was telling everybody on my little live on Facebook deal that when I first started brewing, Got Mead was the only place to find any knowledge about mead. I mean, now there's Chat GPT and all this other stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah, there's so much stuff out there now.
You could query, there's books and everything. But back then, your website was it. And I mean, I learned how to use my first hydrometer off your website.
That's so cool.
And
it served its purpose for you then.
It did. And then I found out that what I was doing wrong the whole time was that I wasn't mixing my honey up, so I couldn't get a real density reading.
Right.
But I didn't even know what a hydrometer. Well, I guess I did because of college, but I mean, didn't know how it applied to fermentation until then.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the stuff that went up on Got Mead originally was what I discovered doing my research because there wasn't any books or anything like that. So I was just reaching out everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we definitely appreciated it because there wasn't. I mean, the www was there, but nothing else was out there.
Yeah.
It's got so good now. I mean,
yeah, there's so much out there now. It's great.
It's gotten really good, especially with the meat associations and everybody collaborating, and I don't know, it's become something really great to our family, at least. I mean, we don't. I was when I first started making meat, everybody was like, what is meat? And we see about, I want to say 40% of our clientele have never heard of meat. But that's a big change.
That is a big change, yeah.
50% has heard. We have got, especially the last month, we've only been open, the tasting room's only been open to the public 3 months now. And we've had meat snobs come in and like they've had meat everywhere. They're telling me notes that I didn't even know was available that they're tasting in my meat. And it's to us, it's a great thing because I didn't even know that many people knew about mead besides me and all the other little, branch meaderies that's out there. And it's turned into a really good thing.
All y'all mead nerds,
Yeah, all of us mead nerds. And that's what I definitely felt like starting out as a home brewer is and especially when you would go to the homebrew store to get carboys or whatever, and they're like, so what are you making? Meat? Oh, okay. And it's like, what? What do you mean? Like they expected me to make beers. I don't want to make beer. I can buy beer. I want to make meat.
That's right.
So yeah,
my local homebrew place was like, could you come down and teach a class on this, please? And I was like, sure.
Mine actually, when I was in there and someone was asking about mead, pointed me out as this is the person you should talk to.
Yeah, I get that sometimes too. I'd go in there and they're like, oh, you need to go talk to her. She's over there by the hydrometers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I refer them to gotmead.com.
Yeah. They just would keep some of my cards in there so they could just send people there, but at least I had a brew shop to go to when I lived in North Carolina. There isn't one within 100 miles of me here. So
there's none around here either. And I think it's because of Amazon. And
yeah, well, that's part of it.
Amazon is the death of many.
COVID really put
COVID screwed everything up.
Yeah, COVID put a hard hurting on brew shops. A whole lot of them went tits up.
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon makes, especially as a starting out business, Amazon makes it really convenient, and all the delivery services that the Sam's and everybody else does now makes it really, convenient to not go through a big supplier for food and everything else. Because, I mean, we're not big enough to need a big supplier, and their prices are a little bit more. But to get on an app and order everything, and it'll be here in
a couple of days
or the next day is a big deal. And I cannot say enough about Vino Shipper as a starting out meadery. To be commercial and then 2 days later be able to ship to like 30 some odd states, that I didn't even know it existed before I became a commercial mead maker. And some of Bryce and Carlos and them were telling me about it, and it changed. I mean, I don't think that I would be here as a commercial mead maker still if it wouldn't been for having that ability to say I ship to that amount of states. Now, how many bottles is the gross there? No, but it gave me the boldness to say, look, I can do this. And we actually did something a lot of places that around here doesn't. They start out with the tap room and the tasting room and everything else. We started out just doing only production, and we did farmers markets, and we did the distribution, self-distribution through a 30-mile arc, and sold out right off the bat.
Wow.
And it was only liquor stores and beer and wine stores, and they loved us. But we did the footwork. We went in, we did the free tastings in their store. And if I, like right now, I haven't been able to do that. And I don't know that I could have if I had starting out and had a tasting room and a tap room and trying to float all that. Now I know how to do it, and I can train a staff member. That we're training our staff members up to start doing the farmers markets, because it's still a big revenue thing if we can get back in it instead of just being here at the tap room. And it drives traffic here to educate people where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell people every episode, go to shopmeads.com. That's where you're going to find it.
Yeah. It's the farmers market's really getting that interaction with your local farmers and people that come there for produce and be able to tell them about mead. We've seen a really large increase on our sales just off of that. I mean, we would have $1,200 days at a farmer's market, like easy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things and when you go in, none of that was in my business plan when I started out. Didn't even know it existed, and didn't think that it was possible to sell alcohol at a farmer's market. And all it is a permit through TABC and permission from the city and the city and county a lot of times. And it was simple. It was really simple. And we've never been denied a permit. So, I mean, it can't be that hard.
Nah, that's pretty cool.
Texas is unique in that. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know of anything around here like that. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of meaderies in Texas that are doing all the markets. I mean, we do the Renaissance festivals every year that call us. New Braunfels called today and wanted to put in an order. We've been at Yule Viking Fest in Glaywater, which is one of our favorites. And then, of course, the Texas Mead Association is going to be at Waxahachie at the Scarborough Fair this year, so we'll be there. But I mean, it's kind of the farmers market's getting the meat out of the wizards and the fairies pockets and putting it into the farmers pockets. And come to find out, they get it. They get the honey, and they get, especially a mead like ours that's that I have a lineage back to my grandfather, and I can explain to them, how my granddaddy taught me to make this. The farmers and all the local people, it's just like the sourdough do. It's somebody else doing something that's a little old that they like.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, there we go.
All right. You said that the farmers market thing was surprising to you. Were there any other things that surprised you once you went commercial?
Just how nice the tax lady was. I was deathly scared of THC.
I'll bet.
And they actually called before. We were supposed to have an audit the first 90 days, and we didn't get one. And then after about a year, we got an audit because we were not doing the paperwork right. And she called ahead of time, and she was so nice on the phone. And she showed up at the meadery. And, of course, the meadery at that time was on our farm. And it had just rained for like 2 days. And there's no way she was getting down to where the meadery's at because it was – and so she pulled up at our farm and had to get in a four-wheel drive vehicle to drive to the meadery. And she took it all in the stove, come in the meadery, was just sweet. Explained to me what I was doing wrong, how to fix it, was very, very helpful. And then at the end, gave me her number and said, if you have any questions, just call me and I will help you. She liked how we had all of our paperwork together. And of course that goes on leaning on fellow commercial mead makers that like, hey, how are you doing this? What kind of paperwork do you have for this when you're starting out? And everybody, kind of helps each other. But having it all together, the mistakes to her were small, and she was really nice. I did not expect it. I was, again, deathly scared of the tax person just because I'm from East Texas and nobody likes the government. But it was exceptional, and it's made me. I mean, we follow RTs. We have SOPs and paperwork and clipboards everywhere. We keep up on things, but it makes me feel better knowing if I got a question that they're not out to get me currently. Now, you can have a change of office, and we can get somebody in Austin, and that truly could change how it is right now. That's not it. And the same thing goes for questions. When I had a question about a market, or when we just did the wine tasting here, me and the winery called TABC and hey, is there any issue with a winery coming and doing a wine class at another winery that only makes meads place? No, send us a letter and we'll send you a letter back and said it's fine. That was it. And that made a big difference, because you put all this money and all this, because the federal side's free. You just got to do the paperwork and get approval. The state side in Texas costs us $3,000 every 2 months, plus all the taxes we have to pay. And now that we're in the city, all the sales tax that we have to pay to the city. And you worry about all that starting out. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You got to follow the rules, but they're not as scary as you think. And maybe it's just because, around here there was a lot of moonshiners back in the day, and we kind of got that history of keeping the government out of everybody's stuff. But I have not had any problem.
That's really cool, because paperwork would be the one thing keeping, that and not having the land I need to do it. Definitely things keeping me from opening a meadery.
It wasn't hard. I actually wrote a couple blog posts on the process myself. I know there's a lot of stuff out there. I did a good business plan that we didn't follow anything in that business plan. So I plan on eventually one day, just for my kids' sake, putting it all in an actual book type deal of saying how we did it. Now, we're only 2 years into this. I'm not saying we're a success yet. I don't claim to be successful in the commercial mead business until I get to 10, because anything could happen between now and then. The worst thing that could ever happen, and it would happen for humanity's sake, is if we all couldn't get honey. And that's why being a beekeeper, a part of the bee association, and going out and talking about the relationship between beekeeping and mead making is such a big deal to us. And why we do it is because we can't be mead makers if we don't have honey.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Absolutely valid.
Yeah.
The rest of us keep bees too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've currently got 10 hives accidentally. We were supposed to have 6, and then there were swarms.
What kind of queens are you running?
The majority of what I run have come from Russian stock originally, but it's Ontario mutts now, which is exactly what I want. I want local. And we don't actually import queens very often. When we do, it's whatever's local. We tried Buckfast once or twice, and they got eaten. And so we just go with what our local people can produce.
Yeah, our locals are doing these VHS queens, and they're exceptional. They're truly exceptional. We don't have any problem with varmint mites. They're really great. And I do bees. I tell everybody I do bees different than a lot of people. I might open my hives 4 times a year at the most. And half the time I just walk over there and grab the edge of it and lift it up a little bit and see how heavy it is. And I judge that and the flow out the front door of how well they're doing and what I got to do to them.
I'm glad that works for you. With our climate, not going to happen.
I understand. Hey, Texas makes it easy for a beekeeper, except for the heat.
Yeah.
The heat does not help us at all. It's a beast. I mean, even the beast area, because all of us has got the new aerated bee suits, and it does not help.
No, it does not.
Those really only help when there's a breeze, I've noticed.
Well, most of us wives have bought us the little battery powered fans that clip on your belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could be like Tom Repas, who just doesn't wear a bee suit.
No.
Well, no, hold on. That's not entirely.
He doesn't wear it when it's prime flow.
When the bees are happy, yeah.
Yeah, during the flow, he doesn't wear a suit, but he knows enough. He definitely wears a suit during the dearth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't wear a suit every time I go out there, but if I'm opening a box, I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah, right.
If I'm going within 10 feet of a hive, I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah, I've got stung enough times that I just assume. I don't always wear the pants. I'll wear the jacket and like jeans, and generally
you'll start wearing the pants when you get stung in your ankles a few times all at once. Yes,
yeah,
that's where my mom got stung last, and her foot's still swollen.
Oh man,
my youngest, when we do bee speeches and stuff, my youngest tells the story about how to not tuck your bee suit into your boots.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Do that.
That's over the boot.
Over the boot, yeah.
Yeah, when we were doing that big hive for our cemetery meet, the wife had the whole family there to help extract the bees, and my son in the middle of it just gets lit up. I mean, they had it tucked it in, and mom had no sympathy. I mean, we're all covered in bees. She told him, "Go over there, take your suit off, take the bee out, go. I can't do nothing." And she's right. I mean, I had a chainsaw in my hand, and there was bees everywhere.
Oh, and, it was a cutout.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, getting your bees from the cemetery was a cutout.
Yes, yeah, they had cut a tree down in the middle of the cemetery, my wife's family cemetery, and the hive was in it. And I don't do trees. That's how I have a little science and technology podcast I used to do back then, and I was in the middle of it. And she just walked in the garage and said, "Get the bee suit, let's go." I'm like, whoa, slow down. What's going on? She goes, "We got to go get these bees." And I'm like, "Babe, I'm tell me something more." She goes, "They cut a tree down." I said, "I don't do trees, period." She goes, "You're doing this one because it's in the middle of my family cemetery." And I'm like, "Okay, well, still don't do trees, but my chainsaw's broke." She said, "We'll buy you one on the way."
Oh my god!
This is why she's the boss.
You tell a man you're buying him a chainsaw, he's going.
He's got to go. Yeah, it's in the man book, man. If she's going to buy him a chainsaw, you got to go.
And she did. We stopped and bought a brand new chainsaw, and she took all the boys, and we cut into this tree, and it was full of bees, but no queen, and just darkest honey you ever seen. We moved them all. It was in the middle of December, of course. Moved them all, put them at our house, and I transferred them into my bees in March. Don't know how they survived. They should not have lived that long, but they were still there. And that's why I tell people that I normally don't lose hives, is because my bees are not alive, because they intermingled with cemetery bees, and they're zombies.
So you have zombie bees. Yeah, zombie bees.
So you don't have an issue with Africanized bees?
Other people do. I do not. And in Texas, I personally, as a beekeeper, do not think I've ever seen an Africanized bees. I've seen a lot of hot hives, but I've not seen personally a hive that I would say was Africanized. But I've went to some that people swore was Africanized bees, and it was just a hot hive. And I'll be honest with you, I like a hot hive. I get the most honey from a hot hive. I get the best taste of honey from a hot hive, and that's because they're moving. They're aggressive. They're going for it. I mean, it's like they are taking an energy drink, but that's what you expect. Now, I don't want a hot hive in my apiary.
Yeah, and to say that the Africanized, because I've had, let's see, oh crap, the hell is the name of the meadery in Colorado, in Denver? I can't think of her name now.
You don't mean Cold Prairie, do you?
No, not Cold Prairie. Huh?
No, Mead Krieger's in Lovelady.
Mead Krieger's in Loveland, yeah. Anyway, she's in Denver, and she had a killer bee honey mead. It was a traditional, and we were all like, okay, because I mean, it didn't occur to us that because they were Africanized bees or killer bees, that it would be different.
And
Was it?
Not really. I mean, I didn't feel like it was like radically different than any other traditional.
Well, honestly, how could it be in that locality? It would be like any other forage source.
Right,
exactly. Yeah. It's the same sources.
You're
going to
get the same sources, so it would be the honey would be similar. So I thought it was it's a cool marketing thing, killer bees, but at the same time, I didn't know that it was going to be necessarily
12 people died to get this honey.
Yeah.
When you open the bottle, did it play Lion King?
No, it did not. And I'm going to have that song stuck in my head. Thank you so much, Clyde. That's all I need. Keep me going tomorrow while I'm prepping the trailer for leaving.
You're talking about songs stuck in your head. So as a dad of 7 boys, I'm not cool to any of my kids. Mm-hmm. And we wrote all these songs for the meadery, and they're catchy. They're real catchy. And my kids tell me all the time, Dad, you're not cool. And they come up to the meadery, and some of these songs, especially the ones about our farm, are like easy to sing along to. And everybody up here is singing it. And I'll look over at my kid, and he goes, I don't care, Dad. You're still not cool.
Yeah, no matter what you do, you're not cool.
No matter what.
Yeah, when they're like 6 or 7, then you're cool. But yeah,
once they're teenagers,
once they hit teenage years, forget it. There's nothing you can do.
Same thing. I've been on local TV, and I get off the TV, and they're like, Dad,
still not cool.
That was really, really, really terrible. My friends are going to see that, and I'm like, I hope so. We're trying to promote our business. They're like, but no, Dad, no, you're my dad.
Dad, you're embarrassing us, Dad.
Exactly.
Yeah, but just by breathing, you do that. So
Well, we have, and I don't know how the new thing is to get your staff to do the TikTok videos and stuff. And I've been doing all of our marketing from get-go, and we started letting one of our mead maids, Sadie, do a lot of the TikTok videos. And she has blown me out of the water. Now I got my wife's aunts coming by the meeting. Talking about, Clyde, you need to stop doing TikToks. Let Sadie do the TikToks. They're so much better. And I'm like, hold on, you're supposed to be on my team. You're in my age.
No, you got the aunties after you? Yeah. Oh, dude, man. Yeah, when the aunties are after you, forget it, man. You're doomed.
Well, I can't do those dances anyway.
Yeah, right?
Excuse me.
Yeah, I just trip over my feet when I try to do this. My daughter's always like, on TikTok, and I'm going, I'm not on TikTok. What?
But as a commercial mead maker, that's some of the things you have to do.
You have to do, yeah. I thought about it with Got Mead that I needed to like move with the times, and decided I'm just going to be a curmudgeon and to heck with it.
Well, the worst thing was I asked this girl because her parents come in and mentioned to my wife, Sadie can do Instagram and TikTok and all that, build all that for you. And she's like, well, my husband's got all that built already. And she was proud to say that, right? So,
right.
And I have a computer science degree and engineering design degree. I should know I can build a website. I should know all that stuff. But the thing is that once I asked her, I said, do you do that? She goes, yeah. I said, well, do you want to make some videos for the TikTok? She goes, yeah. Within 2 seconds, she's figured the algorithm out and already realized you have to put on all your videos, have to be over 21 to drink alcohol. If you put that on, they get denied. I didn't know that. I got every other video denied on TikTok. And within seconds, she already knew it. And so to me, I always pay attention to people sometimes when you think you're already doing something. They might know something that you've just not been hip to. And I learned that quick.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter just, because I'm not cool, She makes sure I know it. Yeah, we're on all the social platforms, and we do good on them. But I think I still don't know how to use Instagram. I mean, I still don't. But I mean,
it's one of those things. Our live music, you have to be able to do all those things to promote, and especially because you're paying for that, and so it comes through. But the
Mhm.
younger generation, of course, they don't have a Snapchat. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Snapchat.
Do they even still Snapchat? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how you market all that.
Yeah, those are disappearing videos. I would say it's probably not worth the amount of time.
Hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, so it's bad enough you got to be on TikTok. So
Yeah, it'll pull you down.
yeah, I know. And so I was on it for about 3 days. And that was when they were like, and they're harvesting everything that there is to know about you, even worse than what the other ones are doing. And I was like, oh,
And we're done.
and we're done. Yeah. It's bad enough I got to be on Facebook and X and Instagram and,
Yeah.
Had that conversation with somebody the other day, and he's like, he says, I just don't even do social media. And I'm like, yeah, I had no choice.
Well, and that's another hard thing as a commercial mead maker is because I've been on the TV, I just talked to the billboard people, I just talked to the newspaper people, just talked to the radio people. Where is everybody finding everybody at? And of course, all of those
depends on who you're talking about too. You
right.
know?
All those people are going to tell me how many views they get and all this other stuff. And the thing is I don't know anybody that just listens to local radio anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I mean,
I do sometimes, but I'm old, so there's.
Same.
Well,
and I don't have Sirius on my car, so.
I have access to Sirius, but I refuse to pay for it, so I don't have it. But I mean, I've got Spotify, I've got books on tape. I got all the things, so I've got plenty of audio from various sources. But I also listen to local radio. Okay. And I have found multiple different festivals that I want to go to. The radio has, there's good stuff on there. Shops I want to go to, restaurants I want to go to.
And that is the other thing, and finding the demographic. And
that's probably where a lot of, if you're looking at your marketing, look and see who it is that you're getting, and who you're getting physically in, coming around in that, and take a look at that. Are they older? Are they younger? Are they more men or women? I mean, that those kind of demographics are going to help you pinpoint where to spend more of your time online too.
But I get nerds in every other Sunday for D&D, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a
nerds are a great demographic because they like that kind of stuff.
I know. I can't get.
Where do you think some of us learned about mead?
Right.
I mean,
I did say it was reading Tolkien and stuff like that. It got me into it. So
I say nerds with love, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, a friend of mine used to say nerd used to be a four-letter word. Now it's a six-figure one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our guys that come in and play, they do every other week. They do a one shot, and I'll tell you, these guys are really cool. And it changes. That's our normal one, but we have 2 or 3 other that just call ahead and say, hey, look, you think you're going to be busy? Can we get the big table? And they come in, and one of them come in with a flat screen TV one time, and come to find out it was all the teachers that were out for summer, didn't have anywhere to play D&D at.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's great.
That's great.
Heard about us and just called and said, hey, can we come up there and play D&D? And my boss was like, yeah, come on. And they come with a flat screen TV that they had turned upside down and had the whole game, and they just didn't have nowhere else to play. And I like being that venue.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. I saw there's one of the ones that's on our because I do like event schedules and stuff, and didn't get as many today because Facebook's event thing is screwed up. But there was one that has Magic. Cymerium in Orlando is doing Magic.
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering, yeah.
I played that in the 90s.
Yeah, I've never played it, so I was a D&D.
Is that a card game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a guy come in the other day while they were playing D&D and asked about playing a Magic the Gathering. I didn't know it was a card game until he told me that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, bring your crew up here. We got one big table now, and we're getting another big table." That's the cool thing. A guy come in. The big table that's up here is like a big wood medieval Viking table that I bought my wife years ago. That's actually our dinner table from the house. So right now we don't have a dinner table, and I was telling it to a patron, and he's like, "Hey, I got a table at home bigger than this that we never use. You want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll bring it to you."
Awesome.
The local cidery, I'm giving them a couple of those glass top patio tables, because I've got 2 of them and they're just sitting in the yard and I'm not using them. And he's like, "Yes, please."
Oh, cool.
Every little bit. I mean, we made our own tables. Our chairs, though, oh my goodness, my wife wanted these special chairs that were only sold in Georgia.
Oh, jeez.
I work out of town 2 weeks at a time, and the day I was coming home, I worked a 12-hour shift, drove 8 hours, come to the meadery, then drove to the airport 2 hours later and caught a flight to Georgia and was supposed to pick the chairs up, and everything went wrong. Flight delayed. Anyway, I showed up at 7 o'clock at the place to get the chairs in the U-Haul place, and everybody was closed. I had to stay a night in Georgia, and then got them the next morning and I thought it was 8 hours. Come to find out, it was 14 hours from Georgia back to Texas.
Well, yeah.
All the way. I didn't look at the map, right?
Yeah, okay, Texas is big. And we entered on the west side, and 3 days later we exited on the east sides.
I drove all the way back here with these chairs and thought I was going to have to put them together. Come to find out, they were all put together. The wife and the whole family was sitting here waiting on me. They had everything clean. They unpackaged it for me. So when you come to the meeting, these chairs got some meaning. They are. I want to say they're very pretty, and they've
been schlepped all the way from Georgia.
Oh yeah, and I told her, I said, when you want more chairs, we're going to figure something. Well, the deal was, we at that point we were a week away from our goal to open the meadery, and they wouldn't ship for 2 weeks. So it was, it was just cheaper for me to go. I couldn't get a hot shot to deliver them under I think it was $7,000.
Jeez.
It didn't make any sense but for me to go and get it and grab a U-Haul and drive them back.
Yeah.
But all the little things you do to make the environment right.
That's right. That's an interesting background noise.
Yeah, what's that?
That is the train.
Oh, okay.
Murchison is a train town.
Okay.
It doesn't have a stop. It used to back in the 1800s, and all that's gone now. But the train horn is a recurring, wonderful theme here. When my grandson's here, it's everybody stop because he's hollering, "Choo choo choo choo," and running to the door to look at it.
Oh yeah, we used to constantly. It was a train track ran behind my family's cabins on this little lake down the road here, and we used to lay on the hill. There was a mound of dirt basically that separated the train tracks from the lakeside, and we would lay right on top of that and just watch a train go by right below us. I mean, I was totally into trains.
There's a Via Rail right past my apiary, so I get to hear it a couple of times whenever I'm out working the bees.
Yeah, I hear the ones that are going through town down the road 8 miles away. We don't have any tracks real close here, but there's several sets of tracks within 4 or 5 miles. So.
Yeah, the tracks are right on the back of the property.
Yeah, they're used to run across the back of my property, but now there's no train tracks. Those got yanked out back in the 90s.
We're right off a main highway, which is Highway 31. And
okay.
Right behind 31 is the train tracks. And Murchison is one of the smallest towns in Texas. I mean, it is tiny, but that's the unique thing. And we had options to move to some of the bigger towns, and it just didn't really fit to us driving traffic. And that's what we told the city council. That's what we told everybody. We know there is no foot traffic in Murchison. We have to drive traffic here. And that's why we do so many classes, so many events, because it's our job to get people here. And once they get here, I tell them, I said, look, I'm glad y'all come. Now make sure you go back because we don't want you to move here.
Leave your money and go back. Yeah, we're in the midst of fudgy season right now, so it's like okay, another month until Labor Day, and then they'll go home.
Come back, bring your friends, but then go home.
Home, yeah. Because I live in a tourist trap area, so there's all these little fishing villages and stuff along lake, and yeah, we're just covered up in downstaters and Ohioans and Illinoisans, and
We say it with a lot of humor, but I mean, we're also serious because there's a lot of people come in and bought, and I don't know how y'all are dealing with stuff, but we've been fighting the data centers and all
Oh
that.
yeah. Are you kidding? I live right next to 80% of the fresh water in the United States. They want it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, and that speaking of the fresh water, I mean, having 3 springs on our land that is part of,
gosh, yeah.
That is a big, and it's the aquifer that it's on is a very well. I mean, it's great water. I mean, I'm almost to the point that I want to bottle it, and I have put it on tap before, and I will. Do y'all have what is it? Not Tito's. Tito's are vodka. Topo Chico up that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so carbonating a good spring mineral water makes it almost like a Topo Chico, and it is delicious.
Nice.
I will say some people kind of freaked out. They're like, "Hey, something's wrong with the water." And I'm like, "No, she gave me the wrong one. That's the carbonated one."
Yeah, when I lived downstate Michigan back after college and before we moved to the South in the late 80s, but the water downstate was just terrible. But we've got all these freshwater springs up here, and there's one that's not too far from where I live now. We call it Old Faceful because it comes out of a pipe. It comes splurting out of a pipe that somebody drove into the ground 100 and some years ago, and you get a face fall when you try to drink from it. But I would bring 5-gallon pails and fill those up because the water where I was living downstate was practically undrinkable. It was just terrible. So I would get 5-gallon pails of water, put the tops on, and schlep them back downstate, and that's what we would drink and cook with.
We have those all around East Texas.
Yeah. Oh, I noticed when I was looking at a map to get a sense of where you were in the state that you got a reservoir and a couple of really big. I don't know if those are also reservoirs or lakes or whatever, but you look like you're in a fairly well watered area of Texas.
Oh, we are, and it's really great for falconry season because that moves a lot of squirrels.
Oh,
and that's what. So right now is sort of our off time because the birds are molting and dropping feathers and growing new ones in. So we mainly keep them in the hawk mews. But from October to March, that's what I warn everybody. There's going to be days that unless the mead maids are up here, that Clyde and Sarah is both gone because when it's hunting and trapping time, we're out in the woods training hawks, and we have three hawk perches in the meadery all the time.
So cool.
There's one in Sarah's office. There's one up by our big band stage, and there's one in the back. And during falconry, we call it falconry season. In Texas, falconry season is year round, but we all don't hunt in the summer because of copperheads, because hawks love hawks love snakes. But about one out
of venomous, and
about 1 out of 3 they get them. And the thing about a falconry bird is when they get used to you helping them subdue their prey, so they'll catch it, bring it to the ground, and specifically my hawks, once they got it, they'll turn around and look at me like, "Hey, where you at? Why are you not already here?" And the same thing is with a snake. And as a falconer, that's your bird. You spend all the time with that you caught, you trained, and I'm getting right up there in the middle of it. And so a lot of us don't hunt when it's hot. We wait until it's a little cooler and the snakes go, and it's easier to see game in the fall and the spring.
Yeah, when the leaves are falling, and
But we just went to we had our national falconry meet in Lubbock this year, and my hawk showed out. She pinned a squirrel in like 14 seconds off my wrist.
Oh, dude, you need to come up here. I'll put you up in the spare room, and please help me get rid of these damn red squirrels.
Well, our hawks are loving it, but I think I'm going to trap 2 Harris hawks this year because you can hunt them in a pair.
Oh, okay.
And they fly like that in the wild, so that's something I always wanted to do. One of our falconry legends around here told me to give it a shot with mine and Sarah's red tail. Yeah, they don't play nice. As soon as food comes out, one of them wants to be dominant, and of course, my boss is not here. My hawk's always more trained than my boss's hawk is, and my hawk's did what I told it to and got on my wrist, and I tried to walk out of the field, and Sarah's hawk chased me all the way back, and she was calling it the whole time, but it was after me and my hawk the whole daggum time, and I got my hawk up in its hawk box in the truck and turned around and then called her hawk, and he come to my wrist like, "Hey, what's the problem?" And I'm like, "Ugh."
Pain in the butt hawk.
Yeah.
We wrote a book called Year One Falconry after our first year, just about all the funny things that happened to us that first year. And my wife hates it because it's all the funny things that happened to us. And she said, "You're not supposed to tell all that." And I'm like, "It's pretty good." I mean, I fell off the hawk house. She fell out of the Suburban and rode all the way down in embankment trying to catch a hawk. There was so much. And my hawk dive bombed my head one time and almost knocked both of us out. Like the hawk was laying on the ground and I was almost laying on the ground. And it was there was just, I mean, it got my note. Hawks don't normally, they're not going to hurt you with their beak. They're going to hurt you with their feet. Their feet is what you're worried about. And I was sitting there with my hawk one day, and for some reason it nipped my nose. And so I had this big jagged scar down my nose, and somebody took a picture, and I looked like the worst troll that you've ever seen in your life. Of course, my wife throws that up.
Get your Shrek on, huh?
Yeah, my wife throws that up on the big screen because my beard was because I just come out of the field, my beard was all phrased up, and I had a knit hat on, and yeah, the rule we have in our family is it's not back talk if it's funny enough that everybody laughs, and that's a thin line.
That's a good rule.
That's a good rule, but a tough one to enforce.
But it's tough. Yeah, my brother got a head smack over that once until we decided it was funny.
Yeah, that's the kind of rule. I mean, with 7 boys, we around here, the brothers each trained the other brothers to nobody could ever hurt their feelings as much as their brothers hurt their feelings.
Sounds like brothers.
People in the chat over on the studio chat saying, "Is the stream supposed to say got mead?" It's like, yeah.
Yeah. As far as I know, we're still live on Twitch.
Yeah, as I say, you on Twitch. I don't look at that usually, so. But all right. Well, this is cool, and I think I really want it because falconry is way cool. I've always thought that was just the neatest thing ever.
Well, you planned it on the right weekend. We're going to bring the Highlands up here and put them in a round pen at the meadery, and so everybody can see them.
Apparently, we are not live on Twitch.
Yes, we are. I'm on it now.
Okay.
I just got a still image that says "got me."
Yeah, it's not it's never been video.
We are audio only. He might be looking for images. So this was really cool. This was really, really cool. Sorry, trying to do 3 things at once. He's like, It's like, yeah, that's okay. Not everybody knows it. We may someday go to visual as well, but then that would mean we have to, like, comb our hair and put on pants. And I'm usually pretty scruffy looking this time of night, so.
You're lucky if I'm wearing a shirt.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I've roomed with her, so I know. But this is way cool, and now I really want to get down that way. So how far are you from Carlos and Wendy and them? Are you a ways?
Carlos is about 45 minutes. Wendy's about an hour and a half.
Oh, so not terrible.
No, not at all.
Not by Texas distances, for sure.
No, not at all. No,
yeah.
We've made the trip numerous times to both.
Okay. Yeah, because if I come down there, I'm going to want to come down for long enough to hit 2 or 3 meaderies at least and get some wandering in and, get to spend time with people.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's not that we want to make we have a map of all the meaderies in Texas going around, and I have to put it up at the meadery because I keep getting asked by the people that's been to a couple meaderies. But we need an actual driving map. That's what
you need it. You need a mead trail.
Yeah.
Basically, that's a thing they do. Well, pretty much everywhere I've been, but we've got wine trails here, but not enough meaderies to generate a mead trail, so they just sort of pitch in on the wine trails.
I think
on the other hand, we've got breweries coming out our butt around here, so that's we can just get on those too.
True.
But well, dang, I'm really sorry that Sarah didn't get to come on. Would have been nice to get a chance to chat with her too. But I get, Cal got out. You got to deal with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll listen to this later tonight, and if y'all see me with a black eye tomorrow, that's y'all know.
Well, we'll apologize in advance.
Well, thank y'all so much. We appreciate it, and I've looked forward to reading all the stuff you've had online, and of course being on the podcast. I mean, it was something I never thought was possible when I first started out, and to be here means a lot.
Oh no, we're glad to have you, man. I'm tickled to death
Absolutely.
that you came on. Yeah. So totally.
All right.
Definitely been fun.
Yeah, we'll do some live stuff when I finally get my butt to Texas.
Okay, sounds great.
So, all right, man. So, hi to Sarah, and I hope the cow's okay. And
I will. Y'all have a wonderful night.
All right, have a good one.
Night. Thank you.
Okay, so because Facebook's event thing was not working properly and I could not find any events, I had to go hunting through Google, which took longer. So I have a short list of upcoming things today. July 29th, Brimminghorn Meadery, Milton, Delaware, has sips and succulents. July 29th, Honey Tree Meadery in Nashville, Tennessee, has a paint and sip. I really want to go to one of those. I mean, anywhere. I just think they're fun. July 29th, Brimminghorn Meadery in Seaford, Delaware, their other location, has Mojo Duo playing live music. August 1st, Starlight Meadery, Pittsboro, North Carolina, has their Mead Day celebration. Of course, August 2nd is National Mead Day, so you will find meaderies all over the country having Mead Day celebrations. August 2nd, White Bear Meadery in Maplewood, Minnesota, has their National Mead Day celebration. August 3rd, Drinking Horn Meadery in Flagstaff, Arizona, has a Mead and Magic Night. August 5th, Zymarian Meadery in Orlando, Florida, has a sushi making class. I've been to one of those at Meadery, and they're a ton of fun because you're drinking and making sushi, and what could be better? August 9th, Starlight Meadery, Pittsboro, North Carolina, has a mead and food pairing class. July 31st, that got out of order. Moondog Meadery, Durham, North Carolina, has a video game night. Sorry about that. August 14th, Silverhand Meadery, Williamsburg, Virginia, has jazz jams. August 20th, Cimerian Meadery in Orlando, Florida, has a Mead and Magic the Gathering night. And August 20th, Silverhand Meadery, Williamsburg, Virginia, has a houseplant bingo night, which sounds really interesting. I don't know what it is, but it sounds really interesting. Kevin, you've got a new mead competition. You want to?
Yeah. So October 17th, a brand new mead-only competition in Maine, the Dorigo Cup. If you're available and want to judge or volunteer, please get signed up. I'll be there. And I've convinced them that a bottle share should be on the agenda.
Nice. So support your local meadery, and if you don't have a local meadery, or even if you do, you can go to shopmeads.com to find mead, commercial mead from all over the United States, and it ships mostly to about 43 states. So definitely check it out. If you want to get your event on Got Mead Live, feel free to email us at gotmead@gotmead.com and let us know, and we'll put it up for you. In the meantime, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and be excellent to one another.
Night, everybody.
Sure.